Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get with this.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It's true. Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, you laugh.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts.
Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 6, 8, 9.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to see how that works with, I love this intro, but yeah, you're right.
We didn't have the F word in the last intro.
We didn't.
Yeah.
It was in the old school intro for years.
I know.
And the lick my butthole part. What? Fuck it, whatever. We're already demonetized.
Well, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works. It's not anyone's problem but YouTube's, right? They make it our problem.
If we did get monetized, we'd probably make upwards of like dozens of dollars off this video.
Dozens, yeah.
Dozens.
Probably. I look at what percentage is actual ad revenue versus super chats and members. It's a sliver.
Yeah.
Even our most viewed videos, in recent time.
Yeah.
They do not do very well.
YouTube Red does decent numbers on views, I've noticed.
Yeah. If you have a video that's really popular and it gets fully monetized,
not even fully monetized with YouTube Red, just YouTube Red apart. Like I'll get like maybe like $4 in monetization through YouTube on some videos, and then like 50 or 60 through YouTube Red. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot better than everything else.
Yeah, but I would rather people use the Brave browser instead. You can replace the premium YouTube service with the Brave browser. And bats are worth more than whatever garbage YouTube, whatever little, crumbs YouTube decides to throw you.
They love crumbs.
Bats are better.
They think we love crumbs because they love throwing crumbs. I'm tired of this YouTube elite. Brave New World.
We've got a lot to unpack today. We're going to go through everything. All I ask is if you please like the stream. Like and subscribe and all that cool stuff. If you guys can do that, that's really a solid for us right there. Do it. I do feel hungover. I got insanely drunk with Captain Content. People were telling me to go press him. I'm like, I don't want to. You send him to me. And people found out where I was and then sent him to me.
You should have beat him up.
Nah. No. That's okay.
Nah.
Yeah. So
Oh, and we have the world premiere of the actual Mania 5 promo video. I would have played it at the beginning, but the guy who makes it, Singe Graphics, he's still working on it. We kind of told him what the card was short notice, so it's our fault.
Yeah, we forgot that, it wasn't at the end of the month this month. It was in the middle. Because we got the Joe show coming up at the end.
The Joe show. So tomorrow, actual Mania 5, and then a week from tomorrow, the Joe show.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to want to see that. Especially, you know what? If you're not sold on it yet, you will after tonight when you see what Joe did recently.
Joe's a cut up. Like that's.
I thought you were going to say he was a cuck.
No, he's a cut up. He's just a slice of life. He's a real knife handler.
Why were you naked, covered in Twizzlers on...
They were red vines, Ben. Get your branding correct.
Oh, whatever. Twizzlers all the way.
They weren't Twizzlers. You can't just rewrite reality because you prefer one brand to another.
What do you prefer?
I prefer none. I don't like sugar anymore.
Cut the kayfabe.
Red vines were always better than Twizzler to me. They were always better than Twizzler. Better. I was a red vine man.
You ever get the licorice that's like really thin? It's like
the pull apart stuff or what?
That's similar to it. I've had licorice that was just like it was unbelievably
or be square
thin.
For actual Mania.
Yes.
PT Ham. Listen
to PT Ham, and I did a bunch of IRL. The reason I do IRL streaming is to help us out. The more content that DP does on different days and different times of day, the more of a chance we have of getting the goal and not having to like expect people to shell out $600 on one stream, which that's happened a few times.
Which we appreciate.
We appreciate it, but I want to take some of the pressure off the people that give the huge donos.
And ourselves, so we're not over there last minute like, what do we got to cut off our balls?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we almost pitched that idea one night because we were so far away from making the...
Yeah, it was going to come down to a coin flip because Ben doesn't think he'll ever have kids, and I'm not sure I should ever procreate.
Well, you know what? Why don't we just have Pimp Monk do it because he can spare one. He'll still have 2 balls if he cuts off one.
Let's just cut off Pimp Monk's balls.
How much money would it take for you to get your own balls stuck in an escalator?
Is that why he doesn't ride escalators? He's worried the third ball will get stuck?
No, he does not know how to step on and step off of the escalator.
He looked people who are afraid to swim. They never learned how to swim, so they could drown.
Like, have you ever seen like Scooby-Doo when they run? They like jump up in the air and their legs move, and then they take off. That's Pimp Monk trying to get off of an escalator.
Damn, that's actually really funny. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Let's get Pimp Monk to get off an escalator. Let's do it. You want to take escalator classes, Pimpy?
Yeah. Well, it's an instructional escalator video.
I'll be your mentor.
We'll take him over to like the mall or something, and we'll stream him conquering his fear.
The Mall of America.
Until the end, where he gets chewed up like hamburger meat by the escalator.
No, there was that one night I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Pimp Monk actually died on an escalator? It wasn't because I wanted him to die. It was because we talked so much trash about how like easy it is to ride an escalator. But what if he was right the whole time?
Someone said Ben the Bully. I could have sworn I heard Billy the Fridge saying it too.
When?
Like just now.
Wow, Ben the Coward.
And what about the people that paid Pimp Monk to ride the escalator the one time? Are they even bigger bullies because they actually got him to do it? Fuck you.
Is my boss a bully because he gets me to work at Walmart when I don't want to work at Walmart?
Yeah. Oh, dude, everyone has not everyone, but a lot of people have victim complexes.
Yeah.
And they hold themselves to a totally different standard than everybody else. All right.
I'm not greasy, by the way. That was oddly misrepresented.
He's greasy. And he just ate a pizza, too, so.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of DP action news. Here we go.
He taught me, sir, and got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Did I tell you that... on Facebook sometimes I'll get a friend recommendation, and it's Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sent me that.
Yeah. I get Macho Man recommended to me to be
your buddy.
To be a Facebook friend.
You could
for some reason. And it's really her too. Serotonin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Y'all could be buddies.
All right.
I must be the biggest bully.
Yeah, yeah. You were the one who paid him. You were the one who paid him. How dare you bully? How dare you bully? All right.
How dare you bully?
This happened a while back, but I haven't played it yet. So I thought we would because it's just ridiculous.
Civil War footage? Like how far back?
That would be hilarious if they had footage of the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because like there was no like they were just getting like still pictures at the time. Yeah, yes it is. You're right. No, it's this lady at the Iowa caucus who voted for Buttigieg and then found out he was gay and wanted to take her vote back.
Yeah.
It's like what? First of all, why? Here we go.
So are you saying that he has a same-sex partner? Yes.
This is so many levels of dumb because she doesn't know who she's voting for. It's very common knowledge that he's gay and has a husband.
And is she aware that she's cosplaying as a lesbian right now?
She's got a hoodie and then a denim jacket over it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Yeah, he's married to him, yes. We need to find out if that's serious. Well, then I don't want anybody like that in the White House.
Good thing she has an Amy Klobuchar pin on. She knows where to hop now of her same-sex president.
So can I have my card back?
Can I have my card back?
Signed it.
This almost feels like it's not real. I can't believe this is real. It's insane.
You can go ask.
Like, I don't like Buttigieg, but you voted for him. You thought he was the best person for the job, and then you found out a detail about his private life, and you want to take your vote back. It's disgusting.
I never knew that. Well, so the whole point of it is, though, if he's a human being, right? Just like
This should not have to be explained to this dumb bitch.
you and me, and shouldn't really matter. That's what. Well, he better read the Bible.
He better read
How the fuck
Bible.
is this person a Democrat?
Oh, come on. There's stupid people everywhere. Both sides. She's probably a union person.
But most Democrats aren't Bible-thumping homophobes. You know, that was something the party did.
I don't think most Republicans are Bible-pumping homophobes. I think most of them are just people who identify more with the values of conserving what you already have because they already have, instead of giving more to others.
Well, you know what we already have? Gays, and we've had them throughout the entire history of humanity.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's fair to just give that to one side, though. Like,
I would say that historically, recent history, the Democratic Party has been more friendly towards the rights of LGBT people. Not that much though. Like Hillary and Obama was against gay marriage at first, and then he changed his tune when he wanted to get reelected. But anyway, yeah, this is ridiculous.
He does, and he says that God doesn't choose a political party.
I was once against gay marriage. When I was on a RV trip for the billionaire, he tried to get me and Joe to marry in Reno, and I was
it legal there?
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's the only time I've been against gay marriage.
Yeah, why get married if you don't want to?
Because why does it say in the Bible that a man should marry a woman then? Well, I totally respect your viewpoint on this.
Could you imagine if you and Joe got married, and of course it was a joke, but then Joe tried to divorce you and got a lawyer and tried to take half your stuff?
So totally do.
Could you imagine living your life based on a book that wasn't a Guy Fieri cookbook? Like, take me to Flavortown. Fuck a heaven.
We were not around. How come this has never been brought out before? It's common.
How come this has never been brought out before? Everybody knows this. Literally anyone who knows, except for this lady, most people who know who Pete Buttigieg is knows that he's gay.
I mean, she's anti-gay, but she's literally dressed like the textbook lesbian, like the butchy, short-haired. I walk into a room and I order a tall blonde and a blonde ale. You know,
I think they I think she just expects every gay man to be all limp-wristed and like speaks with a lisp and wears all designer clothes and like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy people.
Of course, I shouldn't expect all lesbians to look like her, but
right.
they surprise me every time. It's like a cookie cutter.
I never heard it.
We can talk to someone if you need to talk to them about this. I don't know the rules on this or not, but I guess what I would like you to just dig deep inside and think, like, should it matter if
Today
it's a
in
woman or
1965, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, also known as Malcolm X, is assassinated in front of 400 people.
Yeah, and more than likely it was the Nation of Islam doing it because he was once a member of the Nation of Islam and then he crossed them, and they're more than likely responsible for his death because he pissed off Elijah Muhammad, who was the head of that church.
it's a man, or if they're heterosexual or homosexual, if you believe in what they say. That's my question.
It all just went right down the toilet, is where it all just went.
And that,
what the hell is up with this lady?
Went down the toilet. It's like she's not even listening.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Is that jacket not denim?
No, that's denim. That's definitely denim.
Okay.
That's denim.
Okay.
I love how she's still wearing her Pete Buttigieg thing, too. I love it. But why does she have Amy Klobuchar, too?
Because,
So she's caucusing for both?
She can double caucus.
They should kick her ass out of there. She sucks.
She's just doing what she's
Should there
doing.
be an IQ test to vote? Like, you got to score at least base level adult intelligence.
This is the secret, right? If you have a higher IQ, a high enough IQ where your opinion really does matter, you don't care who wins because you're going to do whatever you do regardless of if red or blue is in charge. It's not that big of a change ever.
I'll notice changes here and there.
No, there are changes here and there, but they're not that big.
They can never be that big because of the way the government's always kind of 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, you have a
What I
total
just said,
to
right?
your opinion. I'm not trying.
Sometimes you'll get drastic changes, though, like the New Deal. That was a crazy change.
That was, 80 years ago?
Yeah.
Can we get a Green New Deal?
But we'll ask what they want us to do. But I just ask you to look inside your heart because you sound like a Christian woman to me, and I'm a Christian woman, and my God wants me to love everybody. I do. Yep.
So you must not believe it then.
The Bible says you can't wear mixed fabrics, too, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple of those going on there.
Her name's Polyester Esther.
And I think it's okay for somebody to be married to a same-sex person.
No, I think we're just interpreting it different, and that's okay because everybody gets to have their own beliefs.
Well, yeah, you
But
get
what
to
I
have
teach
your own
my son
opinion.
Is that love is love, and we're all human beings.
Did she just say her son was gay?
I think that no.
Or she teaches her son that love is love.
Yeah, she teaches him that.
I was like, man, that kid's already knows he's gay.
I mean,
I'm still fighting.
A lot of gay people I met said that they knew even before puberty. You know, so. All right, so I have a few articles that are just kind of mind-blowing that I'm going to pull up. George Zimmerman is suing Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg for tweeting on Trayvon Martin's birthday.
What they tweet, were they like, hey, go get George Zimmerman.
I think we'll see the tweet here in a second.
George.
Here's Warren's.
My heart goes out to Sabrina Fulton and Trayvon's family and friends. He should still be with us today. We need to end gun violence and racism, and we need to build a world where all of our children, especially young black boys, can grow up safe and free.
So I guess the use of the word racism is what he's saying is defamatory towards him.
Trayvon Martin would have been 25 today. How many 25th birthdays have been stolen from us by white supremacy, gun violence, prejudice, and fear?
Now, a white
supremacist would not call George Zimmerman white.
Yeah, I mean, he's like Hispanic.
But, I mean, that doesn't mean you can't have people playing for the other team. He could still be a white supremacist and just be like, look, guys, look favorably on me because I've been calling it out since day one. No. George Zimmerman, the former Florida neighborhood watch volunteer who was acquitted of killing 17-year-old Trayvon Martin after a racially charged trial, has filed a $265 million defamation lawsuit against two of the Democrats running for president, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg. The lawsuit claims the candidates defamed Zimmerman for political gain and misguided and malicious attempts to bolster their standings amongst African-American voters, all at Zimmerman's expense. They did so in separate postings on their Twitter accounts on February 5th that suggested that Zimmerman killed Martin as a result of racism or fear because of the teen's skin color, the suit alleges.
I mean, he did profile him. First of all, he wanted to play police because he couldn't actually become a police officer on his own. He was having fun playing cop. He saw a black kid walking through a neighborhood. He decided to follow them. Now, I do think that Trayvon Martin did attack him. I mean, he called 911 though, like Zimmerman did, and they told him to stop following him, and he didn't. So I thought he should have at least done some time for it. I don't know about the murder charge, maybe like a manslaughter charge instead. But he got off scot-free, like completely. And then like right after that, he got arrested for something else too, for like beating up his father-in-law or something like that. So he definitely has an impulsive way of acting violently.
He's one of my friends that I don't like to talk about. The defamatory tweets are not an account of two sides of an issue that raises questions in a reader's mind, the suit states. They are evidence of not only a reckless disregard of the truth, but also of common law malice. Warren and Buttigieg intentionally desired to get plaintiff Zimmerman and muckrake him, the suit states. The lawsuit includes the tweets which Warren, Demas, and Buttigieg, the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, posted to mark what would have been Martin's 25th birthday.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think Elizabeth Warren and Buttigieg give a shit about Trayvon Martin or his birthday. Somebody, either they saw it on the news that it was the anniversary of it or his birthday, or one of their staff told them that they need to tweet about it. That's it. They're doing it to score points. They're doing it not because they really care, but because they want to look good while they're running for president. Did they tweet about this before? Did they tweet about this last year or the year before?
Well, 25th birthdays are a bigger milestone than 23rd, 24th, 22nd. So I understand if they just let that lapse, because maybe not. The Warren and Buttigieg campaigns did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The lawsuit landed as both candidates were preparing for a debate in Las Vegas. Zimmerman's lawsuit was filed by his attorney, Larry Klayman, founder of the conservative nonprofit Judicial Watch. In December, Klayman filed another lawsuit on behalf of Zimmerman. This won a $100 million action against the dead teenager's family and others who were involved in the hard-fought case which divided the nation. So he's out here.
He's suing everybody.
Suing the family. In that suit, Klayman claimed that the attorney for Martin's parents, Benjamin Crump, defamed Zimmerman in his book Open Season, Legalized Genocide of Colored People. Martin, who lived in Miami, was killed February 26, 2012, while he was walking to his father's girlfriend's home in a gated community in Sanford, a city near Orlando. Zimmerman, who regularly patrolled the development, encountered the unarmed black teenager as he was returning from 7-Eleven, where he had bought a package of Skittles and an Arizona watermelon fruit juice cocktail. Yeah,
I don't think neighborhood watch people should be armed. I think they should watch, and if they see something, call 911.
But if you
not try to follow them, not try to subdue
right?
them.
You shouldn't. But our laws is like you can be a citizen and have a firearm on you if you have the proper paperwork, right? Like, neighborhood watch doesn't have any special privileges other than probably being the nosy white neighbor in most cases. The privileges that allow you to walk around and ask people what are they doing in your neighborhood.
So do you think he actually expects to get paid from these lawsuits, or do you think he's just doing it to stay relevant? Like I think he liked, even though he was put on trial for murder, I think he liked the attention he got, even though it almost put him in prison. Because right after after he was found not guilty, he got his gun back and like posed for pictures with the gun that he killed a kid with. You know,
that's fucked up. There's so much stuff that he did in the public eye afterwards that I'm surprised he's still walking around without some sort of like real big something happening to
It's
him.
like how OJ got off. He was found not guilty, but then still somehow found a way to get himself back in prison eventually, and he was there for a long time, and he only got out late last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think he's just doing it to stay relevant in the news.
I mean, he might be.
I forgot he existed before I saw this.
He might get some payouts or something to close it out. I don't know. Like, what is he doing?
I don't
But
know.
a lot of people supported him, right? A lot of people were on his side.
Yeah,
So
like,
maybe he's drumming up
Stephon
relevancy
Molyneux,
there.
JF,
Yeah, exactly. We know who. Maybe he's doing this to get their attention and say, hey, guys, I need a fucking GoFundMe or something. Let me get some hate points from you. Because if you look at our media today, it's not conducive towards the angry, white, racist male. They don't have a lot of places to turn to, so they have to give their money to people like Stephon Molyneux, JF, George Zimmerman. They can't just give it to like Disney. You can't go to see Captain Marvel if you're a angry white man. You can't go see Black Panther if you're an angry white man.
You know what's
got all this
hilarious?
extra money to spend.
You know what's hilarious? I've not seen either of those movies.
Oh wow, Ben.
Yeah,
I saw Captain Marvel 4 times in theaters because I'm woke.
All right, next story here. This is an update that came out like 5-6 days ago. It is an update that they postponed the pretrial again.
Oh my God.
Again. Let's see why.
Rancho Cucamonga, California. A pre-trial hearing in the Mercedes Carrera case has been postponed once again. The newly rescheduled date of May 1st pushes the start of the actual trial to sometime before July 1st. Carrera's public defender, Joshua Castro, told the judge he was still in an investigative phase. Damn. This is her defender.
Okay, so her attorney, her public defender, they're delaying it on their side, right?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah, so either he has nothing and he's just trying to delay the inevitable, or he is like working something that he just can't finish here yet.
Well, I think he sent the laptop to the FBI is what he did.
That could work. That could work. Carrera's public defender Joshua Castro told the judge
Ben and
he's still
Billy
in a...
tell Dusty the cockatiel that he's a beautiful bird?
Dusty, you are a beautiful bird.
I don't know, Ben.
What?
I think Dusty is a beautiful bird.
Dusty, you are a beautiful bird.
You're a beautiful bird, Dusty. The hearing was held this morning at Rancho Cucamonga Courthouse. Judge Katrina West of the San Bernardino County Superior Court presided. Carrera and her husband, Jason Whitney, were arrested a year ago on February 1st, 2019, after the Rancho Cucamonga Police Department raided their home. The raid followed an interview the previous day by a Twin Peaks Police Department officer with Carrera's 9-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Carrera and Whitney were initially accused of several charges of sexual abuse of a minor, plus guns and drug charges. After the preliminary hearing, when the state played a recording of the Twin Peaks PD interview with the child on January 31st, 2019, the guns and drug charges were dropped.
Twin Peaks PD. That makes me think of the show, the David Lynch show. That's crazy. Yeah, it is weird that the guns and drugs charges were just dropped.
Well, the guns and drugs weren't why the police were there, right? So, like, if they want to try and fight the charges that they were there for, they want to focus on those, right?
I do want to point out an error here. You don't plead innocent. You don't plead innocent, you plead not guilty, and it's not the same thing as being innocent. Just because you're found not guilty doesn't even mean you're innocent. It just means it couldn't be proven beyond reasonable doubt, and a jury couldn't convict you. So, like, you could very well have done something, but because there's not enough evidence, you're found not guilty. Now, most people who are found not guilty are probably innocent, though.
Well,
I just want to point that out.
I'm pleading innocent on all charges other than of being a sweet boy. For that, I'm guilty. Carrera and Whitney have been held in San Bernardino County Correctional Facilities for a year now, following multiple delays that have stretched the definition of the constitutionally mandated speedy trial. The lawyer keeps pushing it back too, right? Like this has been the lawyer doing this a lot of the time. So the speedy trial is kind of both ways.
You have a constitutional right to a speedy trial. And the one time I ever had to go to court when I got caught with weed in Ohio, I waived my right to a speedy trial so that I could go take a pee test within 2 weeks. And if I passed that, then they were going to downgrade my charges because they were so nice to me.
Wow.
So I know what that's like. Because you could I could have gotten a trial like right away.
Okay, right here it says the taped interview with the minor and the testimony of Twin Peaks and Rancho Cucamonga law enforcement officers are the only pieces of evidence made public by the state at this point. So this stuff is public and out there. Has anybody like analyzed the evidence that's there? It says it's the officers and the interview with the minor, the daughter. I didn't know that was public. We haven't covered that, right?
Right. Well, normally they wouldn't release the name or like if the victim, if the victim's a minor, normally they wouldn't show their face or give their name or anything like that.
If you got word the testimony here of the officers and the alleged victim, we're talking. Somebody must have looked at that. A lawyer must have looked at that and talked about it somewhere publicly. It seems. Are we missing that information somewhere? Like, or is it out there and we just aren't seeing it? Because this is the first I'm hearing of it being public.
Yeah, if it's out there, feel free to send it to us. I don't know if I want to watch it on the show if it shows the kid.
No, not at all. But like, if there's like some points from it that were made, we could bullet point those. If someone has already did commentary on it, and we can review a commentary of somebody who's maybe more law knowledgeable.
Yeah, well, we did talk to Nick Recato once about it.
Yeah, and he said from what he heard, it wasn't looking good.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But that was a while ago.
Did he hear this much stuff?
Well, he probably knows other attorneys in places.
Yeah.
So. All right. So I guess we'll wait until May now. We've been waiting a long time to figure out what happened here. I really hope we figure out soon, and we can just be done with this. Let me know what you think, guys. If you're watching this, you can put it in the chat right now, or you can put it in the comments section if you're watching it later. We're gonna move on to the next. This is crazy. Parents file lawsuit against school where teachers colored in 13-year-old's hair.
Cut with
a
Sharpie.
Now, this is older. This was back in August. But it's interesting.
He felt extremely degraded.
Yeah, and we don't have to read this whole thing. I just wanted to show it because he had like a design shaved in the side of his head and a fucking teacher. First of all, Sharpies are not meant to go on the skin.
Oh yeah, no, this teacher needs to be fired.
Yeah, this is abuse. This is like physical abuse. I know it didn't hurt him that bad, but it's dumb.
You don't have to just hurt somebody with violence or pain, like physical pain. Like if you did this in front of people, that's embarrassment.
Dude, when I was a kid, luckily this bitch wasn't my teacher, but we had a psycho nun at my elementary school who would fucking like literally tape kids' mouths shut and stuff like that. And nothing ever happened to her. She kept her job. You know, I mean, granted, this is like late 80s, early 90s, you know, but it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
And then if we look at like when my parents were in school, you were allowed to get beat if you were bad in school. Like if you were bad, they'd send you down to the dean's office and you'd get your ass paddled.
I got a friend who grew up in Texas, and she's like 24, 25, and she said she remembers getting the crap smacked out of her when she was in school.
It was outlawed in Ohio at some point before I went to school, but yeah.
Nobody in their 20s should remember getting beaten in school, like or smacked around in school. Like that's crazy to me.
Corporal punishment used to be allowed in the military too, but they got rid of that. Like your drill instructor could beat your ass back in the day, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who was in the Marines, and he got hit in the head with the butt of a rifle from one of his people. It's like, why do you want to give soldiers brain damage, people? They're like, we're all on the same side, right? Anyway, yeah, so this is messed up. This is dumb. But yeah, teachers should be fired, at least, probably charged with something. What say you?
I don't know about charged, maybe, but they definitely shouldn't be like allowed to be in charge of kids. This is just disgusting. Like, what's the point of coloring that in?
I don't know.
What's even the point? If he had like a dick shaved in the side of his head, I'd be like, hey, you're gonna have to go home. You have a dick shaved in the side of your head.
Do we know what the teacher looks like? I'm wondering if the teacher's white, but they, you know what? They didn't mention it.
Doesn't matter. It's not even a race thing. This is a fucked up thing.
It shouldn't be. But if the teacher was white, normally it would literally be in the headline for the news story. They'd be like, "White teacher colors black student's head in with a Sharpie." Literally, the media does that shit all the time. So that's how I know maybe there's a good chance the teacher probably wasn't.
His teacher, Jeanette Peterson.
Oh, there's a good chance.
A Peterson.
It's a very white-sounding name.
Well, the SON is a European name, but like that doesn't mean anything necessarily, right?
Right.
So
son is like Danish.
The Sen is Danish.
Sen, yeah.
SEN.
So it's like Swedish, I think.
Son, I think might be Welsh or something.
No, no.
You sure?
Welsh is British.
Well, yeah, but they don't put the son at the end of the British names, like Johnson.
Johnson's not a British name in origin. I think it's a Scandinavian name.
If it's Scandinavian, then it is. I don't know. I really might be. Peterson sounds like Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Peterson was usually with a D and an E instead of a T and an O.
Let's see.
That would be Danish.
Origin.
Johnson. Ja. I don't know, man. I don't know. Dominant.
Peterson. Let's see. Yeah, Peterson is because like, Danish people are Scandinavian too, but they have a slightly, they have a different language and everything, and so like, I don't know, Peterson. It says it's a Scandinavian name. It might be Swedish or Norwegian or something like that. Probably. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next thing. What do we got here? We've got. This is weird. This is really weird.
Woman claims man kidnapped her, forced her to watch Roots to understand her racism. Okay.
The only person who's happy about this, LeVar Burton.
Reading Rainbow.
Because he was the main character in Roots.
His name was Toby.
His name was Kuta Kinte.
Your name's Toby, boy.
Is that what they changed his name to?
Toby. Yeah. He's like, my name is Kunta Kinte. Your name's Toby, boy.
I should tell him about this at Emerald City Comic Con.
You're like, hey, a guy did make someone watch Roots. Did you get paid for that? Police in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, arrested a man after he allegedly kidnapped a woman and forced her to watch Roots, a 1977 TV miniseries about slavery in the United States. Hey, I got to teach you about slavery, so I'm going to technically make you a slave by detaining you against your free will. But, that part I won't teach you about because that would get me in big trouble.
And this is Iowa, too. Iowa is almost like the Florida of the Midwest.
Dude, shit gets weird around caucus time. Isn't that where the Black Snake Moan movie was set in?
I've never seen it.
Black Snake Moan, where Christina Ricci, Owen Benjamin's ex-fiance, gets kidnapped by Sam Jackson, chained up in a room.
At first I was thinking of Black Hawk Down.
No, Black Snake Moan, man. I might not be Iowa. But I'm telling you, it's caucus time. Cedar Rapids newspaper The Gazette reports Robert Lee Noy, 52, was arrested Monday. A criminal complaint stated Noy forced the victim to watch the show, which is a 9-hour historical miniseries about slavery in the U.S. through the post-Civil War era, so she could better understand her racism.
Why didn't he just recommend that she watch it? I don't.
Well, see, Ben, I don't think you understand woke culture. All right.
Whoa, the next sentence is fucked.
Okay. The complaint also stated the suspect told the victim he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago if she did not sit and watch the show.
I like how that was saved for the end. You know?
See, now, you can either watch 9 hours of LeVar Burton, like All I Have Is Roots. If I had some Reading Rainbow, I'd let you watch, or some Star Trek TNG, you could watch that. It's not about Roots. I want you to watch LeVar Burton for 9 hours. And if you don't, I will tear your body apart and drop it across 380 on the way to Chicago.
All right.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty messed. It's
pretty messed. He got charged with first-degree harassment. That was one of his charges.
It should be
first-degree harassment,
like kidnapping, false imprisonment.
I couldn't finish reading the sentence, so who knows what else it was.
Well, who cares anyway?
Yeah, the guy's out of his mind. Now I kind of want to watch Roots.
Yeah, I've never seen it either because it was kind of before my time. We got a new patron. Thanks for becoming a patron. You're a $1 patron, so that means
gets you access to the fan chat down below on screen.
So you can type whatever you want down in there. It's cool.
We're gonna see Sosa Bravo on there, be like, "Billy's a pig. Billy's a fat pig."
Is this King Sosa, that rapper?
Sosa Bravo.
The streets of Bolingbrook. The streets of Bolingbrook.
Oh yeah.
I guess. I guess we'll move into our next segment here. It's the oddities segment, and we actually have a new sponsor. Someone decided to sponsor specifically the oddities segment so that they can promote a new project that they're working on.
Okay.
And it was sent anonymously. I guess we'll play this really quick. Everybody, check this out. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, guys. I just want to let you know that I did make an OnlyFans, and it's up and running, and I have a little wee video on my story of me doing something to the girls. Anyway, I'm going to be making another video, guys, so come join me if you want to. It'll be fun. Don't you want to watch me?
So we actually got a Streamlab or a super chat earlier before the show started from Shani for Christ, who sent $19.99 and said, "Look up Shani for Christ at OnlyFans. I'm clapping." She spent almost $20, $19.99, which I think would be a horrible price tag at the end of this stupid ad segment. $19.99 to advertise on Drunken Peasants.
I'm holding back a blood-curdling scream. Did you replay that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was dropped before the show started.
Yeah.
All right, moving into the next segment.
Also, Allegas said, problem with tests before we vote is that that's sure to get exploited in some way.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of joking.
Yeah.
I don't think we should take basic rights away. Honestly, I don't think felons should have their right to vote taken away either. Like, I don't know. That's just me, though. Here's Oh, fuck. Okay. There's a war.
Dirty.
There's a war going on for U.S. president.
Release the iconic Ben scream.
It'll hurt my throat.
I know, and I can't. Ugh.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I tell you, Lori McBride's bombs are giving me right here. I'm wearing makeup, but this.
Lori McBride's semen bombs are giving Gail yeast infections in her eyes.
Damn it.
Eye is really red. You see that? I have a yeast infection in this eye, and this is all swollen tissue here, and it itches, and sometimes it hurts right there in the tear gland. And what I did last night is I increased my Seroquel a little bit, and that helped a bit. Another thing that
I don't think you should take more than what it says on the bottle to take, Gail. Zach Knight, if you're listening, tell Gail she should not take more of her medication than what's prescribed
You
to
be
her.
careful with that
is
Seroquel.
I got a cup from my
Or Jesus, if you're watching.
Ben
I know you're a fan.
for Christmas, and it's designed that when I drink from it, I stimulate my men's penis. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get some Zach Knight semen in there to drink, and that will help me with this infection. I can also feel the infection in my guts. My guts feel painful and bloated.
Does she have coronavirus?
She seems to have a semen seduction.
So
jizz bomb.
Lori McBride is dropping a ton of bombs over my head. And yesterday when I was walking, I think I saw like 20 chemtrails in the sky above me.
Chemtrails.
So she's just going on a rampage. And I think what's going on is that my men have taken Lori and my family to court. Terrence Jenkins told me he would be doing this, and he's got him in court right now. And the trial is about whether my family is trying to falsely imprison me and get me locked up based on lies.
Oh my God, are they? Is Gail's family trying to get her put away?
I mean, shoot.
I mean, that's only going to happen if they can prove she's a danger to herself or anybody else.
Well, do they have to prove the chemtrails exist with the new cockies?
No, it's okay for her to have delusions. Like, that's not something that'll get you locked up in of itself. I have a family member that's schizophrenic, and he thinks weird stuff's going on all the time, and they're not locking him up.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Quite a few mismatched items on that modular shelving unit behind her.
Yeah, she's got a microwave. She's got a computer monitor. I think she watches that while she exercises because she's got her exercise machine over to the right.
Looks like there's a Holy Bible box set.
Wow, she went all. I see VHS tapes too. Aren't those VHS tapes?
Probably her home collection of.
He's charging them with that crime. That would be really bad if I got locked up because you all need me. You need me as the Empress and as the President.
We do, Gail. We do. Do not get locked
and
up.
I'm running for President.
If Gail gets locked up, we got to get her a
ticket.
phone in prison she could send videos out from. Like, we should all pay down. Get her some broadcast software.
Yeah.
So I'm not just thinking about myself, but we cannot allow my family, like my sister is BFF with Lori McBride.
Oh my God.
Of course she would be.
By the way, people were asking how old Gail is. She's 61. I just looked
good for 61.
And I'm not surprised because she was watching Star Trek as an adult, like Star Trek The Next Generation as an adult back in the day. So you definitely have to be older to have done that.
Cannot allow them to stop me from doing my job or from hindering me. So, one thing I learned when I played dead as we attempted to take out Melania Trump is that if
you didn't play dead, you made it seem like you got arrested by the Secret Service.
Jesuits ever succeeded in killing me, they would go after my supporters next.
You know how we knew Gail wasn't arrested by the Secret Service? You know how we knew?
Tell me.
Because society didn't fall apart in her absence.
Exactly,
She was still there
the
taking
Empress.
care of us.
The
Yeah.
Empress.
Yeah, if Gail disappears and nothing's wrong with society, if it's the same as before, then she's really just behind the scenes working undercover.
Because when they thought I was dead, they were bombing the hell out of the planet. I mean, I was getting a terrible headache.
Oh.
And I was telling Terrence, wow, this is terrible what these Jesuits do when they think I'm dead. I said, I feel really bad for the world. I mean, I need to stay alive, not just for my sake, but you see, I am the biggest obstacle to them getting world power. And so if they ever succeed in taking me out, they would go after you all next. Any of you that are my supporters.
What if Jesus was like, Gail, you have to go to a group home. It's the only way to stop Lori McBride.
Gail, you need to try and make friendships with people outside. Go to luncheons.
That are following me.
Buy a pink hat.
Lori
Yeah. Join the Pink Hat Society or whatever.
The
It's
Red Hat
Hats.
Society.
knows that
For old
anybody
ladies,
who's
right?
a good,
Isn't that what that
decent
is?
human
Yeah, the
being
Red
who
Hats.
can think for themselves and who's not her cuck will not follow her. And that's what I'm trying to explain right now. Okay, So anyways, what I've been doing with my eye.
You think Gail could be a guest of honor at like a low-level Star Trek convention that couldn't get Brent Spiner?
Dude, I guarantee if they tried to book her at a Star Trek convention, all of the actors who know Brent Spiner will no-show that. Because they know about like the harassment and stuff, and it is serious. I'm glad she thinks Brent Spiner is like someone else now. So she stopped bothering the real Brent Spiner?
We should try and talk somebody into making a LOLCon, which is like a LOLcow convention. And like we can get Gail booked on it. We can get like
it sounds a little too much like LollyCon.
Yeah, LOLCon. It's like a LOLcow convention. And we'll get like Brett Keane to come out, and we'll be there too because we're kind of LOLcows. We say dumb stuff on the internet and people call us out for it. We could just go there and everybody could come make fun of your real life like LOLcows. Like we could sell tomatoes at the front door. You could throw tomatoes at us in real time. Obviously, the tomatoes are going to cost like $5 or $6 a piece. We can't just give them away, but we'll let you throw them at us. Isn't that VidCon? True.
Yeah. This is interesting, and I saw a super chat come through asking us to have Gail on again. That could be arranged. And you know, a lot of us enjoy her content. People always use this weird smear tactic with us, saying we bully mentally ill people. I would never bully this woman. I like if she came on, I'd be super nice to her.
I might actually sell out to Laurie McBride.
Oh, and bully her?
I wouldn't say bully, right? But I hit her with a little of that Jesuit reality.
Jesuit reality. Here's a clip from an IRL stream on the RV, the RV that's in Seattle right now.
Oh yeah.
Because you told me the other day Blade has a bladder problem when he's all wasted.
He does a lot of pee at night, so they have to talk him into going pee before bed.
You know, part of that's probably that he gets so drunk he can't get up, and that he drank so much that he has to piss real bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
What's that fucking pee? Oh, he's pissing. Oh, cool.
You hear that piss?
Oh God. Oh God.
You got a cup or something?
This is so funny.
Get my brand new fucking boots.
Yeah. Don't bring anything brand new onto this RV.
I was dying when I watched this clip. This was like moments after I left. It was like minutes after I'd left. I missed the waterfalls.
You're pissing Blade?
You're pissing Blade?
Oh. This is on my damn. It's 2 cups filling up. It's 2 cups filling up.
Is this TOS? No.
Oh shit! Swap them out, dude.
They got cups.
It's like
they're filling up cups with the piss.
They're filling up cups to keep it from going on the ground.
Right, with piss. That's just.
Do you realize how many peasants I could hit with those cups? It'd be over.
This guy's the only one that has it too, by the way.
There's 2 cups. 2 cups.
Every little drip count. Oh, this is disgusting.
Oh my God.
He's done.
Oh.
Dude, he drank a lot. Shit.
Look at that piss just.
It smells like piss in here.
Cup.
Dude, I can't. There's so much of that.
Look how dirty that
smells
floor
like liquor.
is.
Dude, he's still going. Look.
Bruh.
He's still going.
Oh!
Who do you think's fucking milking?
Dude, this is like even more next level gross than Jared Genesis.
Oh, well, you think?
Yeah. Look at that floor, dude. That's so nasty. It probably smells like piss in there so bad.
It's not real life. It's not real life.
Why do you like to go and hang out on that?
Because it's so weird. It's so surreal. It's like living in a Salvador Dali painting about depression. It's so strange.
Oh my God.
It's so strange.
Man, someone buy him some diapers. Make him put a diaper on before he goes to
They
sleep.
do. They have diapers for him.
Oh yeah, you know what? I remember watching those videos
They
where
make him put on diapers.
When's the last day he hasn't drank? Does anyone know? Like, when's the last full day?
I know when he was in Vegas, he quit drinking for a few days. But people were like, boring, desktop streamer, boring,
Dude,
boring.
fuck those people. Fuck those people.
I think that we should get an ambulance and set him up in the bed in the back of the ambulance and just have people take turns taking care of him.
The ambiance of the ambulance.
Yeah. I live in Iowa and I'm going to Cedar Rapids next week. It's the first time I've heard about that story about Roots. That's crazy. Yeah, Red Beta, that's a nutty story. Nutty story.
Yeah, the fact that his like toes are falling off and all that shit.
Oh, dude.
You know, like I couldn't. There's no way I could be on his level drinking. Like I could not. I can't. I have to take breaks.
Yeah.
That's probably why my toes are still fully intact.
Yeah, that's why I got toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a diabetic ulcer on his toe.
Oh God, that's so horrible. All right, so here's the next one. Here is this one's featuring Joe, our buddy Joe.
This is from the RV before I left.
So, and by the way, I'm going to remind you guys before I play this clip, Joe will be here for the Joe Show, which will be our Patreon private show. Not this coming Friday, but the next Friday. You can sign up $5 or more on Patreon or Subscribestar. And actually, we're doing a show tomorrow, too, that I will play a promo video for eventually here, once the video is complete. Here we go.
That's some serious gourmet shit.
Okay, he drops the knife. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
When he first goes in.
Yeah, Chicken Andy said that he tried to like put his foot on it to grab it.
Yeah.
That's some serious gourmet
I didn't see the knife.
That's what a skillful move.
I don't get how everyone thinks this long-haired bitch.
I don't get how that everyone thinks this fat flowers long-haired bitch is tough. He talks a big game, but it's literally they must be talking about me because I'm the fat one with long hair.
Yeah. I saw a lot of comments on the original stream for this, where it like, what was it? It was like they kept calling Joe scuffed. What was it? Scuffed John Wick. A few people called him that. There was also scuffed Johnny Depp. I heard that a few times too.
And so he came in. I didn't know he was coming like in like this. I knew he knew where we were at because the person who told me where we're at told him where we were at. But I didn't know he was going to come in like this. I didn't know that he was going to bring a knife in here. These guys, I didn't see the knife when he walked in the RV.
Are you EBC? You fucking cunt! Who is it?
He's like, who are you, dude?
He goes, that was aggressive.
Yeah.
Like 6'5", round. If you do have to leave, make sure to have this old degenerate from cheese.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
That was aggressive.
The knife's like a foot away from his face.
Jealous.
I look black.
Are you EBC?
No.
It's a great skit. Prove it with that fucking knife.
Look at Blade's face, and he's got...
Shit. I invented being a faggot in an RV for fucking randos.
Robert M., thanks for signing up on Patreon.
I'm Blade. Who the fuck are you, dude?
Where's the one with the orange cat?
Didn't the guy that's standing near you there have a gun, too?
That's what they said, but I didn't see it.
I mean, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not... I mean, I'll tell you what. If I was on an RV with my buddies and I had a gun and some dude runs in with a knife and is like acting like he's going to stab them, I would probably shoot their ass.
But the guy with the gun came with Joe.
Oh, they came with... Okay.
Yeah, those are
All
Joe's
right.
backup.
Oh, okay.
The weird bearded bearded dragons.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what was going on there.
He's gone.
you got him to go.
I want you to shit your pants.
Look how confused he is. How fucking wasted is he here?
You do that?
He's pretty...
Joe. What? No. Joe, you gotta stop. Where's my backup?
I cannot believe nobody got cut.
Where's my
I know.
fucking backup? No.
Please sit down, dude.
No.
Okay, so this guy tries to subdue Joe.
Yeah, this is like the driver for the RV shooter.
He's pretty big.
No. Stop fucking running around with the fucking knife. Come on, get down. Get down. You're gonna fucking hurt. You're gonna hurt somebody, dude. Get down.
Joe had the knife to blade. Like, I want you to shoot yourself.
What are you doing?
Oh, I didn't know he was standing on something. I thought he was really tall for a second there. No.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yo, hey, knock it off.
Overpowering you with a knife.
So, man, this guy was not effective at all. He was taken down pretty easily.
Everybody says that about him, but they don't realize how tough Joe actually is. Like, everybody's like, oh, you're weak, dude. You're weak. No, Joe's actually very tough.
I realize it because I've been choked out by Joe.
Joe is very tough.
Yeah.
If I fight with Joe, we're not going to be friends anymore.
Overpowering you with a knife. That's what I'm doing. What the fuck is this guy doing? You cunt.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
He was a fucking poor shooter. Chicken Daddy just got the...
What the fuck is this guy? Where's my backup?
Joe I stopped short of agreeing with him. Like, what's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
Hey, what the fuck? You just tell him to get off. Yo, who the fuck are you? Get off him.
He's the one with the fucking knife.
You just fucking cut me, dude. That's how I make friends.
Hey, sir. Can I talk to you?
That shit ain't funny, dude.
Please don't pull knives on people. Friendship.
Really?
His eyes always look like they're out of focus, and his face is just like bloated, man.
He's glazed over.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way.
Blake just called friendship and saved the day.
He did.
He hugged it out.
Like,
I feel like a hero. Damn fool.
Well, I know you do, but
don't
can
you
drop the knife, dude? Can you drop the knife, dude?
Foolish now.
This guy has a gun.
You're not EBZ? That guy's got a gun? Does he?
Does he? Joe's like, does he?
So after this, it was. There's nothing more after this. I guess
this was the clip that they clipped and had passed around. There might be more. I couldn't find the longer clip.
So did he bring the knife because of the whole like Blade thing? Because Blade originally got popular because he would play people in Call of Duty only using the knife.
Yeah, I don't know if Joe did that as a callback or if he just brought a knife in because he knew he was going to press a room full of people and wanted to look extra intimidating. I think Joe figured nobody would get in his way with the knife so he could dance around for a while.
That's a risky choice, man.
100%.
I don't agree with it.
Of course not.
It's funny to watch now that I know no one got hurt, but damn.
Dude, I was so relieved when nobody got hurt. I was so relieved. While I was sitting there, I was thinking if I should try and take the knife out of Joe's hand when he was wrestling around so he could have a free hand because I knew Joe wasn't trying to stab anybody. I knew that, but I'm like, does he want a free hand? If I go in to grab the knife from him, is he going to try and slice me thinking it's somebody else trying to get a knife out of his hand?
Yeah. I don't know.
It could have went horribly.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
It could have went absolutely horribly. No sane person would walk into an RV with a knife and put on a show with people who had no idea what was going on. No sane person would do that. Read between the lines. My roommate's crazy.
He crazy. All right. So we're going to move on to the next segment in just a moment here. Before we do, we have a promo here for our Patreon private show that's going to occur tomorrow. It's Actual Mania. You get 2 of them when you sign up for Patreon. You get 2 private shows a month if you sign up $5 or more. And the first one's tomorrow, and then we're doing the Joe Show the following Friday. Here's a preview for all of the exciting competitors this time in Actual Mania 5. Here it is.
Drunken Peasants presents an ultimate clash. We're talking the Sagittarius Shoddy, an indescribable thing, going head-to-head with Tila Tequila. These are the beautiful babes of crazy, and they are going to compete. But, ladies and gentlemen, for who's the most offensive, I can't say that. That's not a sweet boy word. But that's not it, ladies and gentlemen. We got tag team action. Recently banned from YouTube, Nick Fuentes and his favorite cat boy will be going toe-to-toe with JF and Mama JF, the current reigning champions from Garbage Island. But, ladies and gentlemen, that tag team title match, well, that's not it. We're also going to have free Media Press, that's right, the free speech stud, in a triple threat match along with Corpse Midget, going against our longest reigning champion, Egghead, the Cringerweight champion. And the numbers might just screw the champion out of his title. That's what I'm banking on. But that's not it! Ladies and gentlemen, we got the return of Jesse Lee Peterson.
Suffer and die.
And he's going head-to-head with a debut! Actual Mania, Alex Jones! Son of a bitch! That's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah.
Is that the main event? Hell no, that's not the main event! That's not it! We got the undefeated Empress Gale, leader of the Church of Gale, going for the title against our champion, King Cobra, for the douchebag championship of the world! All that will go to patrons of $5 and above. Tomorrow, Actual Mania 5 only on pay-per-view.
Yes. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, moving on into antagonism. Ow, that gets you every time.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so I think we're at the point now where the anti-O crowd, the anti-Onision people, are more content than Onision himself. I think so.
I mean,
like them as a collective group is more content.
This has been like a situation for
it's a shit show.
Years where
damn, each Actual Mania gets better somehow.
That's what good booking is.
It's gonna get better. This is just one step towards Actual Mania 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 till Actual Mania 50,000.
50,000.
We might end at 50,000. I don't know, but it's always been a circus because on one side you have Onision, who always has to respond to everything feeding into it, which is the definition of a lol cow. So you have people who are only fucking with Onision because it's funny, and now you have people that are in the game because they want him to stop doing what he's doing, and they're taking it very seriously. So it's a mixture of people who just want to see him respond and flip out versus people who want to see him like arrested.
Yeah, yes.
And then you have all these people who are
profiting off of it.
Profiting off of it. There's anger. Like we're profiting off of it right now, talking about it on the show, right?
Sure.
Everybody in the industry.
I don't begrudge anyone for profiting off of it. It's the people that profit off of it and pretend like they're all benevolent and they're doing it for the good of society when that's not what they're doing. I do want to point this out because, like, Nicholas Fiorio.
Yeah.
I hardly know the guy.
I know him pretty well. He's a funny little fat dude.
He did talk shit to me once on Twitter.
Talk shit to everybody.
And he was and he's like, he's one of those kind of people. It's like, you know, yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah,
that's what he does. But you know, he investigates drama and stuff, and you know, digs up shit that most people on their own can't figure out. He's good at that.
Yeah, there's a circle of people who like feed content into all these guys, and he fed content in on some people. He gets content fed to him. He brings it to Tommy C's by our show, Shot from the Point. He's big co-host down there.
So Nick DeOrio was digging up some stuff about the alleged victims of Onision, and he was figuring out. He was questioning why Sarah was asking for money to buy a new laptop when certain things didn't add up. Does that sound right?
Well, that's kind of what they were going at, yeah, because she said finally sent the laptop to the FBI. gonna need a new laptop for school this semester.
I noticed an inconsistency with that, by the way, because Sarah said she gave it to the FBI in Michigan, but Chris Hansen on his show last night said it was in the Tacoma FBI field office.
Oh, I thought he said that she gave it to the people in Michigan and they got it to the Tacoma office.
Oh, okay.
I thought he said it got to Tacoma.
Why? Why?
Well, she can't give it to Tacoma, right? She has to give it to
why
her
does
local
it have
office.
to go to Tacoma?
Well, because Tacoma are the people who are going to prosecute, right?
I don't think anybody. I don't think they have it.
Well, I mean, it really doesn't matter.
But so Nick DiOrio was investigating this shit basically, and then Shiloh takes to Twitter and tells everyone to flag Nicholas DiOrio's.
Please report Nicholas DiOrio releasing private DMs and encouraging doxing of a 19-year-old girl.
Okay, yeah, and first of all, releasing private DMs is kind of scummy depending on the situation. It's not a black or white issue. You know, the situation matters, but it's not against Twitter's terms of service. Yeah. You know what is though? Encouraging flagging. Yeah. For no reason.
Yeah. Starting a flag war is against terms of service. I think Chris Hansen recently did it on his show as well
for Facebook.
For Facebook to go attack Vince Nicotra. These are, for all I know, they are against terms of service, right? That's
I think so.
That. You shouldn't do that. You should not do that. I think that is black and white.
Yeah. He has it posted on his Twitter actually, telling people to go to Facebook and flag this Facebook page that Vincent Nicotra runs where he just trolls Chris Hansen. He posts as fake Chris Hansen.
I don't think you should flag people for having dissenting opinions.
Right. I think on certain platforms impersonation is against the terms of service.
Yeah.
And it's okay if someone's impersonating you to encourage that they get
you
reported.
can flag people for things that are like against the rules, but like this isn't having an opinion is not against the rule. Investigating claims isn't against the rule. Sarah, I think Sarah should ask for money for a damn laptop. So many people have made money off of what she has
gone through,
said and gone through. You know, a lot of people are using that as in my opinion, Chris Hansen wouldn't have the show he has right now if it wasn't for her.
Right.
That's true. That's my opinion.
Yeah, she was the catalyst to all of this. So it is really wild here. This is weird stuff.
She's saying encouraging doxing of a 19-year-old girl.
And Tommy C made a good point on that today. He said, why is it that they're always called a girl when they're being victimized, but then they're a woman when they want to be a feminist?
Yeah, I was calling during the whole me going to Onision's house thing, I was like saying the girls in question, and a bunch of people were like, you call them women. They are not girls. They are women. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm hearing everybody else say girl, and I'm like, I'm so confused. They're just telling me what to do, and you know why I'm going to listen? Because I don't know the difference.
When you hear Onision praise upon
Lacey Green is in the chat. She's a sweet girl. Hi, Lacey.
When you hear someone say Onision preyed upon young girls, that's open for interpretation. It sounds like maybe they could be like 9 years old or something. Young women sounds more accurate, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just picking it apart too much.
I mean, I don't know what to say anymore. I try not to offend people, but I do anyways. Always, I offend people. So I think what Nick had done was responded to somebody else who was saying that someone was asking where Sarah was going to school or something. Like that matters. So that's what they were referring to as doxing. They were trying to figure out what school she was going to or something.
I think they were trying to confirm where she lived in Michigan so that they could contact the local branch of the FBI and confirm that they did in fact receive this evidence. I think that's what they were trying to do. From me looking through things, and I did see a few things that were critical about her raising money and that sort of thing. Thanks for showing up, Lacey. I'll get back to you really soon about getting you booked on the show again soon too. Thank you.
So right here, there was also a situation where Nick was replying to something a girl posted, and it made it look like he was replying to something different, and he was like, good point. And the thing he was replying to just by the screen cap, looked like the way the Twitter layout is, looked like he was replying to something completely different. And it turns out he was replying to a clip that a girl posted from a stream I did where Sarah was on back when the me visiting Onision's house thing went down. And it was Sarah talking about how she didn't want any money from all this when she was talking with me. And I think that's what he was actually saying good point to. But people keep saying that he was saying it to other things, and I haven't found any proof that it wasn't that clip. It just claims that people are like, no, he was saying it to the clip of Sarah saying she didn't want any money. But I mean, Sarah has the right to change her mind on what she wants. And if you have people who are already making YouTube videos on this situation and making thousands and thousands of dollars off their YouTube videos, and they're putting up GoFundMes and making thousands and thousands of dollars more, why can't the girls ask for a little bit? They created this damn industry. Take your money. Take the money and run. Take they're like, oh, they want it for school. Why wouldn't they want it for a police report? Why they want to use it for plastic surgery? They want to use it for to whatever. Get your money. Like everybody.
Chris Hansen's doing it.
Yeah, I'd rather have Sarah getting a laptop than Chris Hansen going buying blackcurrant vodka or whiskey or whatever his drink of the night is. Running up a bar tab at some New York bar when he's staying in town and not at his offshoot 1-bedroom fold-out bed apartment in Connecticut. That's not a dox. That's a joke.
Yeah. Flag this man. Yeah, and I noticed this was not received well either. And I saw that Nicholas made his account private. I think who's the other one? Starts with a P.
Pescatore, Josh Pescatore.
Yeah, I think he's privated now too.
Huh. Well, yeah, because this is the thing. When you get in the target of Shiloh or the girls, they aren't just, it's not just their opinion. It's thousands of other people who want to support them attacking you. Because I've had this happen to me multiple times, and it sucks. I can handle it, but I've seen it happen to people who aren't as mentally strong as me, and it crushes them when it happens. Their lives literally stop because they're being bombarded by thousands of angry people saying the worst things about them, including calling them predators or pedophile enablers and other horrible things.
Well, look at this. I noticed. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah.
I noticed this video. Someone, and I'm not going to play it because it doxes Onision's address. But people just put this stuff up. Yeah, and I disliked it because I think it's bullshit. But I noticed, look at this. This is the person who posted the video. The ones who disliked probably support Onision. I decided to pull that up because that sums up the anti-O people, like, in a few words. That's their attitude towards everything. You can't have a differing opinion than whatever their narrative is. Onision's 100% evil and bad, and he's going to prison. Chris Hansen's going to put him in prison. If you question that in any way, you're basically as bad as Onision.
I feel bad for these people because I don't think that we're going to see Onision in jail with any of the evidence we've seen so far. With the way things have been handled, I don't think you're going to get your ending you want here in this story. And this ending has been in the making for years. Stevie Wolf has been covering Onision for a decade, right?
Well, if anything, the evidence that they're sending the FBI would incriminate Kai, not Onision. So what do they think is going to happen?
Well,
I don't know.
I think that when Chris Hansen came along, they felt like there was this knight in shining armor.
Oh, I know. I know. You're right.
That was
100%.
going to take down Onision, and it's from everything I've seen, this is just another cash grab for Chris Hansen in a series of last-ditch efforts to maintain any sort of lifestyle he used to have when he was making NBC money.
Yeah.
And I hope he actually does something. So far, all I've seen him do was give these girls a platform to tell their story, and that was months ago. And now it's a circus that he just keeps stretching out with we have been talking to the FBI. You're gonna want to tune in.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to see this.
He had Mr. Atheist.
This.
He had Mr. Atheist on. Mr. Atheist was a Mormon when he was a kid, and now he was brought on as an expert on cults Because Chris Hansen's really been trying to push this narrative that Onision's a cult leader. I just don't see it. I've never thought that. Like, he tried to start a dumb religion, but he was never... I don't see him as a cult leader. I think he's just, a narcissist and a sex addict and,
And an asshole and
Right.
a lot of things that are not good human qualities. He might be a groomer. He might be horrible things, but we can't just speculate and poof, he is that.
Right.
We have to prove. We can definitely tell stories of the boogeyman Onision, stay away from him. And the same way you tell stories of boogeymans to keep kids safe in the 1500s from going in the woods where they're going to get eaten by a wolf, you can tell them that today on YouTube. Onision is the boogeyman. He will hurt you. Stay away from him. We can tell that. That's fine.
Someone in the chat said he literally tried to start a cult. Did he? He made up a bullshit religion that nobody else subscribed to, and he dropped it himself eventually, too. How did he try to... Dude, okay, I could sit here and create my own religion right now. That doesn't mean that I'm starting a cult.
Creating your own religion, it's like you're allowed to, right?
He was trying to start a harem, not a cult, right? I mean, he was trying to start a polyamorous relationship.
It's this or that. It's this or that. You never know exactly what he was trying to do in his weird mind, because half the time he is trolling people for attention. Half the time he is. The other half the time he's just seriously dumb for attention. And he says the seriously dumb stuff. The Christina Grimmie thing, when he said that, it's like,
all of it.
Why?
None of it's criminal,
I was
though.
trying to prove a point. And I was like, oh, okay.
And that was another thing I saw Tommy C bring up that I didn't even think about. And I'm going to play an excerpt of you on his show this morning. He said, what about the statute of limitations? That's another thing I hadn't really thought of, a lot of this stuff happened how long ago? Over 5, 6, 7 years ago? I don't know. It just doesn't seem likely that anything is going to happen, and I'm just wondering when it's going to break. When will the majority of the audience lose faith in Chris Hansen? It's going to be an unbelievable shit show to watch when they're like, why isn't Onision in jail yet? Chris Hansen has, let his mouth write a check that his ass can't cash at this point.
Well, he's written a few checks that his ass couldn't cash.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll watch the Tommy C segment because there's some stuff I said there that I don't want to repeat.
Okay. Yeah, I'll play a little bit of it here. I'm going to skip to the point that
I
you're
didn't plan on being on his show, I had just called in because I saw he was on, and usually when I'm awake and he's on, I try and give a call in if I'm free because I like to just talk with him.
Yeah, I was watching it live, and then you popped on there all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So I think I came in...
You're 36, something like that.
Okay.
No, it's not a judge to care. It's up to judge to judge. Up to district attorney to care. All right, man. Thanks for the call, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
here you
talk to
come.
later.
Oh, you're good.
Bye-bye.
You're after this guy.
Take another call. I watermelon.
Hey,
You're on the
Tommy.
air. What's up, man?
Tommy, do you invest in stocks?
Oh,
I
yeah.
was after this
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
He did an
that was a
explosion
troll
thing, and I was shortly after the explosion.
Yeah, it was the... Yeah.
So pretty much like right after she tweeted the Nick shit, she went and tweeted that. What I just sent you in your DMs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Should I
like
move it
that
forward a
was
little bit
her
more?
next tweet. Who she is.
Well, look, you can invest in this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this.
I
is
think I was a
anything.
little
It's just
further.
everyone's so
And since everyone is so butthurt about this shit, fuck it, hate me.
That's some victim
She
complex
posted
shit,
the
man.
Venmo, her Venmo. I hope she makes a ton of money off that too. Victoria Cooper, take my money with $40.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving that money to us when you could have given it to Shiloh. Appreciate
well,
you.
if you want to go donate to her, go donate to her. You don't have to. It's this Vimo or Zero. Oh, she's got her own now. Okay, fine. If that's what you want. That's what you want.
Yeah, like these girls should be doing this because you know what? You know what they are? They're the center of a big entertainment game right now.
It is.
It's entertainment.
Yes.
It's virtue-based entertainment. Everybody thinks they're the hero right now every time they attack anybody who is
cancel
not
culture.
on their side. And by not on their side, it's anybody who doesn't blindly hate, the blind hate. Obviously you're listening to these girls and they give you a great opinion, a great side to champion for. Their stories are fucked up. Their stories are not something you can listen to easily and not have a little sympathy for, right?
I'm fairly certain that any of us could make a sock account and go to any of the anti-O platforms and make up a total bullshit story that makes Onision look bad as possible, and it would be believed without any hesitation.
Well, I know from someone I talked to, I think it was one of the moderators that was on the Chris Hansen show when she was doing a pre-interview with Vince Nicotra. Vince was like asking her questions so he could feed the questions back to Chris Hansen for the actual live segment, and the interview was kind of lacking, so he was putting in questions to feed to Chris that the girl had no idea how to answer, right? Because she never said that.
It wasn't part of the pre-screen.
Yeah, so when Chris asked them live, she couldn't really give a good answer, and she said she felt like he was disappointed in her because she didn't give a better answer live on air. Yeah. It's like it's entertainment. They're driving. They want the salacious stuff. They don't need proof.
Do you think Onision's a cult leader? The YouTube psycho brat from Washington State? It's like, what is that?
But
it's a T-shirt. YouTube psycho brat. Buy it now on Chris Hansen. Shop.chrishansen.com.
You know, you guys might be victims, but
I can tell Tommy really hates the way this is going.
People,
he made really good money for a month off of being on their side.
You already lost Keemstar because he's been skeptical about this at the beginning. Admittingly, he didn't handle the
Yeah, I saw Keemstar triggering all the anti-O people. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
He doesn't like he sees a lot of the stuff they're doing and he's like, this is total bullshit. I talked to him and he was like, a lot of the stuff they're doing reminds me of 2016 when I was being falsely accused by Leafy and Grade A Under A about things I did, and then everybody pigpiled on me. He's like, I don't think that's fair. He's like, if Onision is a bad guy, I want to know. He's like, I want to know exactly how bad he is. I don't want to sit in a pool of speculation.
Tommy mentions that Keemstar used Zoom to try and dox somebody or something at one point.
It might have been in a circle. It might have been in the circle of the Killstream stuff. I don't know. And Zoom might have came to Keemstar with offerings. I don't know how that worked.
Yeah,
I know Zoom. I know Keem. I know them independently of each other.
A crazy witch hunt.
It is.
Ask Nick if I'm forgetting anything. If there's anything
Come on. Damn it. I thought I had the timestamp for this.
It's coming close.
Nick, is there anything we haven't said?
I don't want to miss the beginning of it.
Yeah, so but we have the fridge and
we got Billy in the fridge? All right.
Yeah.
That's right. I got to switch. Billy the fridge.
What's happening? How you doing?
Tell me. What's going on, man?
I'm just here to promote my new Venmo.
And for those of you who don't know what Venmo is, it's like PayPal, basically.
It's the payment of you giving somebody money that we don't promote on the show very often.
Right.
Boy, you really want to piss off the anti-O crew, do you? Don't you?
Nah, dude, like straight up.
And by the way, everyone, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button. If you can get us up over 300 likes, that would be great.
Let's do it. And I don't want to piss off the NIO community, right? But I do want to make jokes. That's what I do. That was a joke, and if you can't take that joke, then you might need to look at yourself, because that was a very simple joke about begging for money, and something I've been accused of multiple times for being only in it for the money. So the joke was funny on multiple levels. It's not just talking trash to somebody who got outed for wanting a laptop. Like, give that girl a fucking laptop.
Those girls should make all the money they can off this. Who cares?
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean they're immune from criticism. And it doesn't mean they're immune from being investigated themselves.
Oh yeah, but like that's the thing, right? They have that power not to be questioned, and they've been using it. Like they've been like.
Well, I think
I've been the target of it, and it's not just like the girls. It's the entire like community. They have this pitchfork power.
Yeah,
and the
pitchfork power.
I've been called a predator 1,000 times.
I think eventually we're going to get to the point where that insult or that accusation just won't matter anymore.
It'll be like when you call somebody what's an ironic bad word that people use now? Like I know it happens time again, but all I can think of is how like the N word became like, "Hey, what's up, my?"
Yeah.
Now they're gonna be like, "What's up, my predator?"
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
I mean, it's going to cause people, I think, eventually to be more skeptical of actual cases of abuse because it's boy who cried wolf all the time, you know? And eventually, people get stuck on it now, but I think it'll lose its sting eventually. And it shouldn't. Something like that shouldn't, but it shouldn't be over weaponized and used when there's no evidence.
It's such a real thing, right? It's a real thing, and we shouldn't just put it on people who haven't earned that title.
Right. It's the easiest form of character assassination, and most people are lazy and won't look up something. They'll just be like, I heard this happen, therefore it happened. If enough people repeat something, people will believe it.
For years, I put up with it for a while until I was like, you know what? It's just is not worth it anymore. And it still comes back out, you know, every couple of months. You get hit with the same stuff because angry little people just want to.
Yeah, well,
they want an ending to this saga, right? They want the story to end.
The problem is,
and they're not getting it.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing, you know, and that's life. You know, sometimes life doesn't, you know, finish up real, or a story in life doesn't finish up real neat like the end of Law and Order. In fact, most life is a series of unresolved consequences or unresolved issues. Excuse me. You know,
Buzzhouse says, I called Billy a grifter, but he's not a predator. He gave $2 to say that. Thank you for your $2. As we're all grifters here. We want that $2. Send one to my channel next. Thank you.
Grifters. Well, Kiwi Farm says I'm an e-breaker, so I guess.
Well, everybody who takes super chats or Streamlabs or anything, that's e-begging, right? You're offering entertainment, you're offering something in response for it.
Yeah.
But beggars are just offering guilt and shame in response for your money. They're making you feel bad for them.
eBay is DSP. Different. It's not. I haven't said to donate once.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
I might.
For a person of color.
I called Billy a grifter, but he's not a predator.
Yeah, like I'm pushing this e-grifter thing.
enough.
We're all e-grifters. Just own it. Fuck it. Take that money and run. Put your Venmo up wherever you feel fit. I don't care.
Fair enough. But I mean, I got to be honest with you. I
we
smell
are like
a rat
strippers,
here,
though.
Billy.
That's a good.
I'm openly wondering about what's going on with Hansen. I'm openly wondering about what.
Chris Hansen?
Yeah, I'm wondering about what Sarah's claimed.
He should buy Sarah 2 laptops.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't he help her out, right? And
that's a lot of money, I guess.
And I think Shiloh put the kibosh. She turned a lot of people off today that are critical thinkers that want Onision brought to justice, but understand the witch hunt, sort of 2014 SJW mentality is not going to help. Shiloh probably cost the anti-O a good portion of their supporters. A good portion today by telling them.
I think the people who are influential on these various platforms, you probably lost a lot of those. But I think a lot of those were skeptical already.
He's going to go on to say, people who were on the fence, like were listening, but not like convinced yet. Because I think the people who are like hardcore anti-Onision, like the anti-O people, they're never going to change. There's a small group of people who are passionate about this, and they will ride it out until the very end. They'll write it out. If he doesn't go to jail this time, they will wait until the next time he messes up, and they will wait for that to happen next time. They're dedicated, and I think Tommy goes on to explain that he was talking about people who are like looking outside in,
platform
like,
Nick and calling him a predator because now it's right out in the public that look, if you were on the fence about this, but you're an anti-O, you're out now.
Yeah,
you're out now. That's what I'm talking about. That's a pretty good point. Now, I'm sure the witch hunt will go on, and people they'll try to silence people or any things of that nature. But now your base is just crazy, so no one's going to take it seriously.
There's always been that crazy base, right? They've always been there, and there's like an ebb and flow where the crazy gets died down because they're too crazy, and people are like, "Oh, this is a little too
Yeah,
psycho. I can't
that's-
get behind
and-
this.
and-
And then it comes back when you get like these little like nuggets of hope that something's actually going to happen. When Chris Hansen comes in, you're like, finally, the savior's here. Onision's going to prison. And he sits there on a damn laptop for 2 months collecting all these donos and stuff. You look at his history. He's a scam artist, always has been. He got an opportunity here to jump in on something that a lot of other people have been making careers off of. The Onision hating industry is big.
It is an industry too.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
There's tons of people who had no like revenue source on YouTube that now get like 500,000 views every time
Yeah.
they get some good chunky Onision drama.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Repsion's channel was almost
It was on its last legs.
Right.
You know whose channel was almost on its last legs before all this? Onision's.
It's true. It was good business for him.
It really was. We had conversations about him where he was like, I might have to go like literally drive for Uber or something. He's like, I might have to think of a new career. He's like, I don't know if I could do Uber because everybody's going to know me and they're going to come in. They're going to be like, oh, I would request a new driver.
I think he's exaggerating how popular he is.
I don't know, man.
I think he's overestimating that.
I'm obviously not everybody, but I
Right.
guarantee you, if he was an Uber driver, every day he'd get somebody. Every
don't
day he
doubt
would
it.
get somebody like, Onision, 1 star. No tip. Spit in his car. But he was considering the next run, and from what I heard from Joe, who still talks with him, he's had one of his best months in years. December.
You make a good point later on in this video. I don't want to watch this entire thing, but you make a good point later that it says a lot that there's a mugshot of Chris Hansen out there, but there's not a mugshot of Onision.
Yeah, I said, where's the Onision mugshot? Why do we have an Onision a mugshot of Chris Hansen and not Onision? Why? Who's fucking up? Who is not doing their due diligence? Who is not doing their due diligence to see that happen? That's the question. Well, when I said when I cut my ties with Onision, I was expecting within a couple of weeks to know exactly what had happened, you know? And it's been months and months, and I'm waiting to see the proof, you know? Like when I stopped working with Onision, it's because, you know, it's just the cycle repeating.
Right.
I'm like, this Sarah thing, whether or not there was grooming involved, doesn't matter to me. He's bringing people into his life and then hurting them and casting them aside, and I do not want to be connected to somebody who does that on such a
and I feel like we've driven that into the ground. Like everyone knows that. It's like now we're at the point where it's flipped. You know, it's flipped. That the anti-O people are in many ways more ridiculous than Onision himself.
They can be. Well, he's so ridiculous. Like, you can't take that away from him either.
But there's way more of them, and they feed off of each other.
And the real big problem I have with the anti-Onision crowd is you just point at somebody and you say this person is guilty, and they attack. And it's not Onision. Sometimes it's people who Onision has hurt, and they just say something that doesn't align with the favored ones, and they get attacked to the point where they, you know, like Nick Diorio had to do. He made his account private. You know, these people are making their accounts private to hide from this mob, you know? It's time and again I see this, and they're not controlled. They're only guided. It's like The Walking Dead with the zombies. When you make a loud noise and they walk towards that noise, you just set someone up to get eaten by a horde.
Someone in the chat's like, "Why are you talking about Onision? It's not even in the title." First of all, we can't fit everything that we talk about in the title. We did mention Shiloh. We can't talk. I mean, this is mainly us talking about what Shiloh did on Twitter and the shit show that the Chris Hansen investigation is, and we wanted to focus on that. But you can't talk about that without at least mentioning Onision.
It's kind of
Stop
a part
bitching.
of it all, but. No, or keep bitching. Just do it in the form of a super chat or a Streamlab.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, these like Tommy C has been covering this story for over a month. His channel's grown huge because of it, and right now he's kind of like regretting how much he put into it, because he's seeing, like he said, echoes of 2014 SJW culture in this, and that's something he's always been adamant against.
I mean, he didn't realize that at first.
I think you hear these allegations from somebody who has a history of questionable actions, and you just you're like, oh, there's FBI involved.
We need to stop believing everything we hear. I do it too. I don't know how to stop it, but people just, if it confirms your bias and you hear it, maybe the first time, maybe you hear it enough times and you just believe it.
If you look at the Bilderberg Group 2018, their big meeting of the minds world leaders seminar they do, one of the topics was living in a post-truth society, navigating through a post-truth society. So the big Illuminati, the people everybody says the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, they do exist, and they are talking.
Group's real, yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about.
But Alex Jones makes it seem like they're a secret society.
Well,
it's not secret. We know who the members are.
You can go to their website and see their lineup for their talking points.
Right.
And the talking point in 2018 was navigating through a post-truth society, and they're admitting that truth doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
And how to deal with that as a world leader, I
agree.
As a leader of media and commerce. And so we don't need truth anymore. And that's scary.
All right. Yeah, let's read the super chats and Streamlabs and all that good stuff, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Let me find a little tootie-doo. I gotta hit that refresh button. It's been 5 minutes. Spec, we'll go back to making fun of Brett Keane or whatever you like this month. We had let's see, Red Beta got red. All right. Kalo says it's true. Joe and Billy were the originals of being flowers on an RV for fucking randos.
It didn't say flowers, by the way.
Definitely didn't say flowers. Another word starting with F. You can fill in the blank. Red Scare said you should try to get Vosh back on the show. He's banned from live streaming on YouTube, so he probably has some extra time. That's crazy.
Really?
That sucks, yeah.
Yeah, I chat with him every now and then.
Maybe we'll try and get him in the studio to sit with us and offer him
so
cookies
fucking
or
awesome.
something. Red Scare said 404 Streamlabs message not found. Damn. Victoria Cooper with that big 40. Thank you. Take my money. We gladly use that for marijuana and Chipotle. Yeezy McSleazy. Thank you again. Alagas says, time to summon the devil. He got us to 666, but immediately afterwards, Ferry came in and said, the lesson from all of this, drama always sells and everyone's making a buck off of it. Everyone except for me. Damn. Like, as much money as I made off of going to Onision's house, like, I could make so much more off of this if I actually wanted to run the drama circuit. And sometimes I'm like, why don't I just do that?
Tipster just said something in our chat saying that they're still encouraging mass flagging right now on Twitter.
Yeah. Chris Hansen was doing it. Like, it's not
like
just...
right now, it just literally just happened to somebody else, I guess.
Yeah. Who was it?
Tipster? It's at Gay Blood Sugar. Let me see. I'll pull it up.
I'm part of an Sociopathic Squirrel says I'm part of an anti-O group, and they act like Onision's old fans, attacking everyone and anyone. Because this is the thing, anti-Onision fans are Onision's old fans. They're people who grew out of his pedantic humor. They grew out of his like low-level humor because they just realized it's one trick. The trick was revealed to them, and then all the scummy stuff that they normally would laugh at, they're now realizing, we can't really get behind this. But you know what is fun? Telling him he's a piece of shit and trying to take him down now that we no longer laugh at him. Tons of these anti-O people are just Onision fans that grew out of it.
Oh, absolutely. I think I asked during one of our streams that people leave comments if they were a former Onision fan that's against him. And there were more than a few. And they were, at least by the looks of their name or their profile picture, they were all female. So...
If Tipster would ever want to be a guest on the show, I'd like to have him on.
Sure.
That's
Anytime.
I've known Tipster for a long time. He's a sweet boy. Hanson is Soros funded. Hanson is hate mob funded. He's not. If he was getting Soros money, he wouldn't have to sit there and glare his eyes wide open when the super chat train hits.
I guess this is one of the calls to flag people.
Couldn't tag the last one. Was either blocked or deleted. Who's Boopy Doopy though?
I don't know.
Daily report for bullying, harassment, stalking, and doxing. Josh Pescator, Nicholas Diorio, S. Damon 468. Can't tag the last one. Was either blocked or deleted. So this obviously is not anybody huge. There's no likes or retweets. Is there?
Oh well, yeah. They have 13 followers.
Yeah. So this shouldn't really count as proof of a call to action. This is like a somebody just echoing the original call, right? This is just a fallout of what had happened.
Let me see. I saw some people were being critical of our tweet, like just posting the show out there.
Of course they will be. Of course.
Yeah, I was going to pull that up really quick because that was kind of interesting.
It's like when Shiloh when I said originally that I invited Chris Hansen to come on Drunken Peasants when I thought he was in Seattle to knock on Onision's door.
Yeah.
When he was in Seattle, I was like, hey, if you're still in town, come on Drunken Peasants tonight.
Yeah.
We'll have you on, you know? And Shiloh responded to that with like an old video of me being an ass, and that sent everybody out towards me. All these people out towards Nick and them.
Right.
They all came out towards me, and I talked to Shiloh in private, and we had a good conversation. And she watched some of the episode of DP after that happened, and she said she watched it with her mom, and she got a better idea of where I was coming from, and she was like, appreciate knowing where you're coming from and everything, and she posted something to like kind of like
cushion the blow,
but like that didn't matter. The damage for days afterwards, I was still dealing with it.
Right, it's the initial accusation that people remember.
Yeah,
so it's kind of ridiculous. So despite popular belief that Shiloh encouraged flagging on Twitter, all she actually did was point out the abhorrent actions of a fully grown man and his sidekicks against a fucking teenager. I like you guys, but this is a fucking melt move. Okay? I mean, you mentioned she's a teenager, but I think it's kind of manipulative how you're doing that because she's, 19? I mean, she can join the military. She can do most things. I think she should be old enough to drink. I think 18 should probably be the drinking age. But you say teenager, you make it sound like she's 13 or something, and we're just picking on a kid, you know?
Well, I mean, they weren't, from what I've seen, Nick wasn't picking on her. He was questioning her motives.
I was just attacking his choice, this person's choice of words.
And I wouldn't even attack their choice of words. They're a fan of the show. They're a fan of the show, right? Like they're saying their opinion. I think their opinion's a little off here. That's why we're talking about it on the show. But this is not a melt move. You know, this is us pointing out that you can't just send people after somebody who has an opinion that doesn't align with yours and have your followers spam flag attack them, right? That's what it appears to be happening here, very, very openly. And that's what we're calling out. Are they abhorrent actions to question why Sarah would need money? I think if you're questioning, let Sarah just answer with this, I was hoping you guys could help me out. There's a community around here who says they support me in so many ways. Why not reach out to them? There are people who support Sarah, I would say blindly at times, without question at times. And they want to help her. She should be able to reach out to them no matter what she needs the fucking money for. If it's saying that, it's because the FBI has the other laptop, that's what's raising question. Because it's like, you've been without this laptop for months. Why do you only need it now? And she's answering or whatever. I don't think she should have to answer.
It's true though. Nick never doxed anybody. People like to take the term dox and apply it to so many things that are not doxing. But yeah, and then the guy at the bottom, that's hilarious. Literally, you're the only person saying this. Most people that watch this show want to know what ends up happening with Mercedes. It's been a really long time coming. People do give a shit about it. So are you just trying to be edgy or what? Because, like, literally, I keep seeing people in the chat being like, have they covered Mercedes already? Did they cover Mercedes yet?
Yeah.
So, who gives a shit about her?
Alex,
People.
Alex, I appreciate your concern. If we didn't think that people cared, we probably wouldn't put it in the show.
Right.
But now that you care, I will think next time we go to do Mercedes, are we going to miss Alex Schultz tonight, or is he still going to watch? Because if you're still watching, thank you for powering through, because it was only 5 or 10 minute segment of the show anyways.
Right.
But
it was an article. We get an article every few months on this.
We just want to follow and see what's happening because our fans remember her from when she was on the show and want to see what the hell's going on. She's got her mugshot. We want to see if it was right or wrong. She used to be a friend of the show.
Yeah. She was actually booked to be on shortly before she got arrested.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're moving. Or did you finish reading them? I think we went off on. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Here's our buddy. He needs no introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Michael Anderson Show. It's your host with the most, Michael Anderson. I'm here to talk at you, and today I want to talk about something, and this is just women in general. So I've been working on the porch, and I'll be honest with you, working out there, after a few hours today, I'm feeling a little bit down. I don't know why. I'm going to try to perk myself up and go head to the gym, take a shower, and stretch, and
take a fat
and then head home and go to bed and wake up. And I actually got to do some customer service tomorrow because I'm very close to having to take over responsibility for managing my own business because my manager is moving on. And I need to make the money. But I want to talk about women because, man, I'm having this problem where the average woman, I'm talking average woman that I come across is totally out of shape.
Why do you even care? Didn't you just make a video the other day saying you're going to be celibate until you get married from now on? So why do you give a shit if women that you encounter on average are out of shape? Why does it matter?
There's enough in shape women out there. If you were a good enough man, you'd be able to get one of them.
There's definitely, there's all shapes and sizes out there.
Yeah.
He can find one that meets his standards.
If he was a good enough man.
Right.
I think the problem he's having is he's not man enough to find a woman of his standards.
It's like crazy, man. Like I look around.
Whenever I see these fucking guys complain about women, I'm like, be a better man, dude. Like what the fuck is the point? Saying, it's women, it's never me. You're a fucking goofball with a shit camera in your dumbass house. Put the fucking camera down. Work on being a little more, I don't even want to say approachable, just attainable. You could probably go out and bang whatever night of the week you want, get a woman to come home with you. It's not that fucking hard. You're trying to get one to stick around with you, and that's the problem, because once they sober up and realize what a piece of shit you are, they move on and put you in their little black regret book.
The majority of women that I meet are totally out of shape.
All he wants to do is have a normal life, but people keep on triggering him.
He lives in Portland and he's right-wing and racist. It's not the best place to live.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't out of shape, most of them are just too young, Like they're not dating, like they're too young.
Well, yeah, when people get older, their metabolisms slow down usually, not for everybody. So, yeah, that's going to happen. Younger women are going to be more in shape on average than women your own age the older you get.
Young for me, I can't have a coherent conversation with them. It's like having to educate a fucking retard, right? Like dating an 18, 19-year-old is not exactly in my purview. I'm not saying I couldn't if she was like mature. And here's the thing,
stop chasing unicorns when you're a fucking rat.
Exactly.
I don't even expect women to be perfect at all. I just
Sounds
don't,
like you
man.
do.
Like your teeth don't have to be perfect. Your body doesn't have to be perfect. Like your ass doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not like that at all, But when I meet women, and I don't know if it's like obesity in this country, which nobody talks about.
People talk about that shit all the time.
I don't know why it is, that only fat women will talk to me at a bar.
I can't believe he just made it sound like nobody talks about obesity.
Well, Ben, I don't know if you've ever suffered from obesity. I have, and I've never heard one word from anybody.
Right. No one ever told you.
About my body choice.
Yeah, like when you went to your doctor just said, eat whatever the fuck you want. You'll be fine.
I went there when I was like, I don't know, in my late 20s maybe, or early 30s. I can't remember what it was. I went to the doctor, and I had like something I thought might have been deep vein thrombosis in my leg. I couldn't walk. And I thought I was going to lose mobility in my leg. And the doctor was like, yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. What I'm worried about is, you're morbidly obese, right? I'm like, no, I had no fucking idea. Are you serious? He diagnosed me as morbidly obese above what I went in there to like get looked down. He's like, top hair, you're morbidly obese. I'm just diagnosed. That's the diagnosis. Like, do you get bonus points for diagnosing morbid obesity in a 600-pound man?
Maybe so.
What's the point, Captain Obvious? At that point, I was like, might as well just cut my fucking leg off because this guy's going to be of no help to me.
Right. I mean, like, I'm told that I need to lose weight by my doctor every time, too. I do. So even people who aren't, like, 600 pounds get it, too, so he's just wrong. And if you're overweight, your doctor will more than likely mention it,
That executive says, Billy, why are you morbidly obese? Lifetime of depression and coping through eating food instead of dealing with my emotions is why I was obese. And I decided to just give up my coping mechanism, and I lost a whole bunch of weight. And
it does feel good just to stuff your fucking face with whatever you want to eat, though.
Yeah,
it is.
Everybody around me growing up had like a drug addiction. And
Yeah.
I evaded that by just eating. That was my addiction.
And did you ever drink water, or did you normally just drink like soda and shit?
I mean, I would drink water sometimes, but we had unlimited sodas. We'd always have like, my dad loved Diet Coke, so he'd go get like 2 racks of Diet Coke and then 2 racks of
Diet Coke doesn't have as many calories.
I didn't drink Diet Coke. We'd get 2 racks of whatever we wanted. Usually like a rack of Minute Maid orange or Minute Maid grape, and then a
That
rack
shit
of
is
like
good, though.
a rack of Sprite or Coke Cherry or something.
Minute
with
Maid
full-
orange soda is good as
I think they were like 200 calories or 280 calories a can at the time. I think they were more sugar when I was a kid than
When's
they
the
are
last
now.
time you had soda?
I have diet soda.
Or okay, regular soda. Like years now?
Yeah, years.
That's mind blowing.
It'd be nice if we actually had people, instead of having like, oh, you need to body tolerance, blah, blah, blah. It's like you're fucking out of shape, man. Just fucking eat a salad. Is it really that hard to not like shove burgers and donuts and shit down your face? Really? Are you fucking...
It actually is that hard when you're using it to cope with other things that you don't have answers to.
I think
it is hard.
Everybody is an addict of something, and some habits are more healthy than others.
Yeah, like people are addicted to exercise.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
a fucking good addiction to have.
Yeah. Dude, I was like that, but it you know what, though? It was part of like an anorexia that I was dealing with, though.
Yeah.
I was addicted to working out because I thought I was like super fat, and I really wasn't.
Yeah.
And I lost a ton of weight.
Not a good addiction to have.
Yeah.
Starving yourself.
Yeah, and if I didn't work out to get that extra edge, that extra calorie burn, I'd feel like ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
It was a horrible feeling. So I'd do like an hour of cardio every day. Just because,
Yeah.
I don't even know, like I was kind of like you where I was like, I kept losing weight and I didn't know if I was ever going to stop.
Yeah.
Obviously I did.
I'm taking a break right now.
Sure.
And I should probably get back on losing weight.
I've yo-yoed so many times.
Miserable.
I haven't been yo-yoing, but I've been plateauing, maybe a little higher than usual.
And here's the other interesting thing. Like, a lot of the women that are in shape are fucking egotistical and totally arrogant, even if they're like a fucking 7.
People are asking about that in the chat. Yeah, so I think I was like 29, something like that, and I lost like 60 to 70 pounds in 2 months. Basically eating the same shit every day and exercising. So I lost, and that was a large percentage of my body weight. I'm not a big person. So 60, 70 pounds is a lot for me. and I was down to like, I think I was down to like 123 pounds or something like that.
That's too small, Ben.
Dude, yeah, so I was like 5'9", 123 pounds.
Of course, I haven't really been on the dating scene out here. This is just my general observation walking around. Like when I'm in town in the city, you know, seeing women, most women are out of shape.
Well, I mean, like, overall, the really attractive people are the minority, right? Like, unless you got like something you're into that's really common, like stereotypical beauty or handsomeness, those people are the minority. That's why not everybody's a model. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he's just dumb as fuck.
But even so, like, this guy's
King
entire
of the incels here.
Yeah. This guy's entire personality is ugly as hell. And the only person that's going to want to deal with that is someone who has issues of their own beauty or questions of their own ugly. And a lot of fat people have that. And they're willing to put up with a less than desirable personality because they feel like they have a less than desirable body.
Period. Totally fucking out of shape. It's just a weird thing. And like I said, the ones that aren't, which is few and far between.
Right. Right.
Like, why do I have to settle for somebody who has a fucking gut? Why? Why? Like, I'm not even asking you to be, like, in fucking great shape. Like, I'm looking for, like...
There's plenty of people out there that don't have guts. You're hung up on something else, too. You want them to not have a gut and all this other stuff that you just aren't good enough to attain.
You want them to not have a gut or an opinion that challenges your dumbass fucking way of living, and you live in one of the most liberal cities in America, Portland.
Just don't have a fucking gut and brush your teeth. How hard is this shit, man?
Okay, where'd the brush your teeth thing come from?
Like, do not look for perfection in women, nor do I expect it, but good fucking Lord. Like, take a goddamn shower. Like, women nowadays, I don't know what it is, but I think that for some reason women just don't feel the need to.
I have not noticed an abnormal amount of women not showering. I have not been like, damn, look at all those women, they stink. None of them showered.
Again,
like what?
I just came back from Portland, and there was more unshowered women there than I get in Bellevue.
Why are you
Washington.
assuming their gender?
Because
themselves clean and presentable. And I'm not even gonna put this on any kind of political anything. I'm not even fucking feminism. No, I'm just saying, like, why is it when I walk around are most people just totally out of shape? You ever like really walked around and looked around at you and just seen all these, like, people got fucking guts and double chins, just this fucking, what the fuck is going on?
Shave your beard off. Let's see what your jaw looks like.
He's probably got an okay jaw.
Get up off your fucking ass. Like, this is why I just think that, you know, we are not meant to be sitting in front of our computers, but that's it.
Of course we're not meant to be.
Fuck sitting in front of our computers. We're not meant to be eating all of this processed corn sugar that becomes a filler because they take out the quality nutrients of food so they can preserve what they actually sell you longer on the shelf. There's a whole lot of shit going on that wasn't going on 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago that we've adapted for commerce and not for health. And that's something we have to actually question. Sitting in front of a computer, it's probably not the best, but it's nothing compared to what they're putting in our bodies right now and that we think is comforting us rather than actually healing us.
Some people do sitting in front of the computer as their job. You know, that's when I worked in a call center, they gave us a little gym to work out at.
Yeah.
To try to like encourage us to not get out of shape because we sit at work all day.
I just want to rant about it, man. Get up off your ass, ladies.
God, he's so
Get up off your ass, ladies. How about this, brah? Get up off the internet. Your opinion is garbage. Be a better person. Be a better person and better people will find you.
Wow, that's like a philosophy right there.
Whole life is a philosophy.
All right, check this out.
Yeah, ravings of a ... says a normal person sees an unattractive person and goes about their day and doesn't take it personally.
Right.
Exactly, ravings. Thank you for the down now. 100% true, though.
Idea for today's video was proudly stolen from Frankie Molinario, the pastor of Redemption Community Biker Church here in Daytona. What dogs can teach us about faith is amazing. For years, I've referred to dogs as God's four-legged goodwill ambassadors. Dogs have trust like a child. Your dog trusts you. Forget to feed old Buckshot for a day, and when you finally do remember them, they are happy, happy, happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we have to go a day without food, it's, oh Lord, why hast thou forsaken me? Trust God the way your dog trusts you. Loyalty. A dog loves nothing.
A dog fucking whines when it's hungry until it gets the food. A human whines until they get the food too. A human doesn't whine for days and then get fed and is like, yeah, fuck you, God. I got that fucking food because of nothing. They're like, oh, thank God I'm finally eating. They have the same exact reaction as a fucking dog. Are you fucking serious?
Well, and he says that they're like God's creation. Dogs, the domestic dogs, the animal that exists, were literally created by human beings breeding wolves. Like, the animal dog did not exist before humans bred them into existence.
But neither did broccoli, Ben, and that's God's favorite vegetable.
More than spend
Wild Bill is God's favorite vegetable.
time with this human.
If only
My
he
dog
was
was
a vegetable.
Max. We lived way up in the Colorado Rockies, and I'm telling you, if I was walking out into a blizzard, never to come back, Max would have whined to come along with me. Like a dog, our greatest love should be spending time with our God. Wherever
Could you imagine
he may
going to
lead
the park and seeing this dude?
On his bike?
On his bike, not moving, trying to look cool.
It would be fucking lovely right now if like a couple of gay dudes in pink Speedos walked behind him.
And just started butt fucking each other.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Every Wild Bill video should have that. It should have like a couple of gay guys in the back just start rustling around on the bushes doing like the nastiest stuff. The nastiest stuff. That would make these videos worthwhile.
The loyalty of your dog is a gift from God. Take a look at...
No, it's not. It was bred into them. We literally only bred the animals that had good temperament and had desirable traits, physical and mental.
But Ben, God was the one that made man that did that. Right? Right, Ben? God made man to make that. Gift from God. Could you imagine if you gave somebody a fucking like a blender and then you took credit for all the margaritas they ever made afterwards? What a fucking shit man thing to do. What a douchebag.
That's hilarious.
Hey, yeah, God gave me this blender 12 years ago, so you're going to have to thank him for these margaritas I made you tonight.
Right.
Jesus
some of the
Christ.
homeless people out there trying to survive on the streets.
Oh, yeah. He's like, look, even homeless people have dogs. Now, part of that is for the companionship, but a lot of people are more likely to give money to homeless people that have animals with them.
Here's the thing. People give food scraps to homeless people all the time. Those dogs probably eat pretty damn well.
Many of them have a dog that keeps them warm at night. They share food. They are companions.
They give away dog food at the food shelters and
Oh, do they?
everything. Yeah.
How bad thing?
Food Bank gives away dog food just the same as everything else. If you really need something, and most likely your area is going to provide for your dog as well. I think having a dog on the streets, sure, people feel bad for the dog and give you money, but people feel bad for you being on the streets and give you money too. Having a companion like a dog when you're homeless is a creature comfort that I think is worthwhile, even if it is a part of the grift.
Their dog looks up at them with trusting eyes. That's how God wants us to look up to him when the going gets tough. Your dog will never trade you for someone who is smarter, better looking, has more money, or a nicer home.
Yeah, but if I'll tell you what, if something happens to you and someone else ends up adopting your dog will switch to that new person being their new favorite person.
And how many times have you had somebody come over that was just better than you, and they give the dog gives them all your attention, and you're like, you little shit, if they left right now and I let you follow them, would you leave me? Would you leave me, dog? I like to think you wouldn't, but it's only because I won't let you leave.
Your dog knows that his place is with you.
Dogs are sluts. They sniff every single butt, and the second they find a butt a little cheerier than yours, they're all up in that crotch. They're all rubbing their head on knees and legs and begging. begging. Dogs wear collars just like submissive people do.
Man, how many people can say that about their spouses? I am one of the millions who was tossed aside like an old towel when a better deal came along.
Cause you suck, just like the last cuck. You all suck. You all suck. You all suck. You lost your woman because you're not man enough to keep them. You all suck. You all suck. You all suck.
Was that like Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest?
Yes!
Yeah,
There's
that was
a reason
great.
you got, well, I was discarded like a towel because you were a wet towel in the sack, son of a bitch. Do something better with your woman, and she won't find someone better. That's on you, pussy. That's all on you. You're all pussies. You're all horrible fucking pussies. You're lonely because you're not worth having company. Fuck you, all of you. Make your punk ass videos because you ain't making nobody else come, but you lonely motherfuckers come to your YouTube page, click like and subscribe on some bullshit.
Have a dog. It teaches responsibility, and a dog provides consistent, reliable companionship. And the happiest animal in the world is a dog with a job. Give them a task and they throw themselves into it with
certain breeds like having a job more than others. Like a Chihuahua, not so much. A Chihuahua doesn't necessarily want a job.
Have you ever given a Chihuahua a blowjob?
All their heart. Anything.
No, all my dogs are female.
To please their
Otherwise, I'd be all
Lord, help me to have that kind of enthusiasm as I serve. And when it comes to being humble, what happens when you scold a dog? They just wilt. They hang their heads and take whatever's coming. Dogs never attempt to justify themselves. Oh, if only people could learn that kind of humility, this world would be a whole lot better place to live.
If only women
and
were
then there's
dogs.
that old prayer.
Oh, 3.5 minutes of him just wishing women were dogs.
Is that the point he's getting at?
Yes, yes. I wish human were dog. I wish women were dog. I wish human and women were dog.
Lord, help me to be the man that my dog thinks I am. Amen. This is Wild Bill for America. Thanks for watching, and America bless God. Again.
He still uses that line at the end. America
He'll
bless
never make a new one. He's not creative enough to make a new one. That was what he's stuck with, and it's terrible.
There's the same intro and the same music. He tried a different version of his music before with a different intro, but he stopped doing that for some reason. Remember that? He had like a studio with like vintage looking lighting. Yeah.
He probably had an extra room when one of his roommates moved out, and he realized he needed to fill that up because he wasn't getting a woman in the house, so he rented out his recording studio.
Here's a couple select Fuentes clips. Here's
Nicole says poor Billy can't even get a woman to let him smell her feet. Get off my back, Nicole. Don't you know I'm front row to the toe hole?
He smells Blade's feet instead.
Yeah, who needs a woman when you got the God-hammered ulcer toe?
Yeah, that's in our not safe for work. His toe is so bad they put him in not safe for work on our Discord server. If you guys want to join the Discord server, check it out. Link in the description. Join our Discord. We've got lots of nice people there. Our mods are good people. Everyone's good people.
We got the best. We got the best people.
Rand Paul says, Nick, do you believe the dinosaurs roamed the earth? How old do you believe the earth to be? Some say 5,000 years. Jesus is king is greater than Yandi. Okay, gonna have to disagree with you on that. I find it hard to believe about the dinosaurs.
He's gonna doubt that dinosaurs existed.
You know, he does this all the time. I don't know if he's even serious.
You want to believe he's not, but I think either he's hamming it up because he knows his base wants to hear this weird shit, or he really doubts dinosaurs, which is weird that because he's Catholic and the Catholic Church accepts evolution and dinosaurs and the Earth's actual age and all of that. So,
okay, they say they got fossils. I just find it very hard.
They say you can go see the fossils. You can literally touch them in some places.
He's trolling. He's not even serious here. It can't be.
Dude, come on. You're not surprised anymore?
He's doing this to troll. He's working up everybody who's already looking at him with thinking that his opinions are stupid because he thinks they'll believe anything negative he says. This is a fucking meme. I don't buy it. Troll, not a troll. Troll.
I believe, like giant monsters, giant reptiles walking around the planet. I'm the crazy one.
I mean, we have giant whales swimming in the ocean right now.
I've never seen this clip before. I've heard about it. This is troll.
You know, they talk about the Bible, and they're like, oh, you believe in, like, magic because you read the Bible? It's like, oh, you believe in giant monsters? Really?
I mean, giant animals do exist today. Most of them are in the ocean,
though.
But, I mean, elephants.
Not monsters. They're very kind. We've tamed them.
I find it hard to believe. They say there's fossils. I don't know how many fossils there are. I'm not a paleoconservative, not a paleontologist.
I mean, I used to find fossils in rocks on the ground when I was a kid. There's like a certain area in my neighborhood I walk in and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know how legit that is or not, but I find it really hard to believe that, there's these like giant man-eating, I guess they didn't live with people, but there's these giant carnivorous lizards. They
weren't all carnivorous. Man, he did not pay attention in school.
Some of them were omnivores.
Some were herbivores too. Yeah.
Eating things, and I don't know.
Oh no, I don't believe animals ate things. No way. It's just that like every fucking animal on Earth today has to eat.
It seems like a stretch to me. And all these other prehistoric creatures, let's call all the BS out. These giant fish and giant...
I mean, I've heard Christians try to rationalize dinosaurs as being because there are dragons in the Bible. So they're like, oh yeah, that's what the dinosaurs were. They were the dragons in the Bible, So...
giant, insects and giant birds and giant everything. What? That's retarded. That doesn't make...
I mean, there's giant birds now. An ostrich, an emu. Those are pretty giant birds.
Any sense to me. And how old is the Earth? I don't know. H for Hot Boy says, although I agree with a lot of what you say... Here we go. Why do you disdain science as much as you do? Lab coat alert. Why do you push so hard on what proves us right? How can we reject something...
All right, so here's another one.
Lab coat alert.
Tell me if he's tell me if this is just a troll.
When Dan Crenshaw says we have to talk about how Hitler got in power, what he means to say is like the children's book where it's like Adolf Hitler got in front of a podium and he brainwashed everybody.
What kind of music is he listening to?
Everybody.
Probably Godsmack.
He used mind control on everybody. You had all these normal people and. I don't even know. I guess his words put them into a trance, and they all of a sudden, for no reason at all, rallied behind this angry supervillain,
So he's what he's doing here is he's saying, oh yeah, they just want you to believe Hitler just like had mind control powers, and that like there weren't these reasons why he did what he did. That's what he's getting at here.
I mean, that's what he wants us to believe when he says we have to study how they rose to power. They're like, we need to talk about how this guy started World War II over the Holocaust, and he got elected because he wanted to kill all Jews for no reason, and everybody just went with...
I like how he threw in the for no reason. Like implying that there was definitely reasons.
Guys, Hitler was a reasonable man.
With it because he was good at giving speeches. He said? Like that's literally how they want us to think about it. Forget Pearl Harbor, forget the partition of Germany, forget the war debts, forget the economy, forget these tangling alliances and defense guarantees, forget what was happening in Poland, Greater Germany, stripping away the industrial base of Germany. Like
we have people that believe the world's flat.
Yeah. So is this a meme too?
Well, I don't know if the world's flat is a meme, but this could be some sort of psyops. Where you're getting people to question Hitler as a way to like to question conspiracies, to take validity away from conspiracies, because this conspiracy is This is a conspiracy theory he has. He's saying Hitler wasn't a bad guy. The conspiracy theory, and what do you do when you hear the argument, the comparative Hitler argument? What's that called? There's like a
you mean when people are like, oh, Hitler had some good ideas?
No. There's like an argument when the argument's over when someone compares the other person to Hitler or something. It's like a fallacy or some sort of law or whatever. Hitler. I can't remember what it damn.
No true Hitler fallacy.
There's just like a term for it, but Godwin's law. Thank you, Calificent. Godwin's law. So he's applying Godwin's law to conspiracies now to destroy all conspiracies. This could be a psyop. Where you're like, oh, obviously he's over here. There's conspiring about Hitler. You can't say Hitler was a good guy. You can't say that. If he can say that, then all the other conspiracies have to be crazy too. And then when he goes and pushes like, oh, they're gonna tell you you're crazy. When we say that, it could just be fucking confusion at this point.
That's based in red pilled.
True.
That's based and red pilled.
Forget the fact that National Socialism is kind of like intrinsically German in a lot of ways. Forget the rising, Germany is
National Socialism is intrinsically
a regional
German.
power.
I'm sure Bloomberg gave money to Hillary's run, right? Like someone in chat's bringing up because we didn't talk about the debates that happened.
Yeah, I'm so disinterested. Like I saw Bloomberg get taken to task by Warren. That was pretty funny. I really, out of all of the people on that stage, he's the one I least would vote for. Like, not even in every alternate universe in the multiverse would I vote for Bloomberg.
I'd vote for Bloomberg over Biden.
I don't want another billionaire president. And he's flip-flopped parties so many times just to, like, go with wherever the wind is blowing, like who's winning elections at that point.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of laws that he enforced as mayor of New York. And when you're mayor of New York, that's a different mayor job than most cities.
Yeah. You're running like a nation. Or
a small nation. In a way. Yeah. So, and the police force is so huge there. And there's all these things that the mayor of New York has control over. And the stop and frisk shit, it targeted whoever the police were suspicious of. And they could frisk you. I think it's a violation of the Constitution because we have a protection against a legal search and seizure. And there's no probable we need at least probable cause.
But, like, do you think that he still does he still support that, or has
he's not mayor anymore? He doesn't have to talk about that kind of stuff. He literally owns networks, though, too. He literally owns his own news outlets.
Yeah. Okay.
You're okay? Do you know how many people were targeted by stop and frisk just because of their race? I mean, are you okay with that?
No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with that. But, like, is that what he's going to be running on? Are we going to let him get away with that? Because right now our presidents have the equivalent of stop and frisk with all the monitoring and spying they're allowed to get away with.
I think it serves me better to look at how he conducted himself in the past than assume how he might do something
as opposed
later.
to Joe Biden's hug and frisk. Like, there's a whole lot of weird shit going on there, too.
I'm not arguing Joe Biden.
And I'm saying I would rather get away from the regime that's been in place for a decade now, or 2 decades, or whatever. No, not 2 decades.
P.T. Ham.
I'd like to get away from all that.
P.T. Ham said, I've been frisked by an undercover cop in high school. Wow. Targeting black youth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've been frisked
Billy
too.
the Fridge would put this
I've been
monster
frisked
into
too,
office.
not in New York, right? It happens. It sucks.
There was no probable cause at all?
No. It happens all over America, not just New York, but yeah, New York was especially targeted.
I don't know.
Stop and frisk was what turned Manhattan to what it is today, right? They just went out and fucked with anybody they suspected, and it was always race related.
Most of the time. Yeah.
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 And now it's changed the way that New York.
I can't believe you're arguing this.
I'm not arguing anything.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, it's not I'm not trying to defend fucking stop and frisk. I'm saying I think maybe Bloomberg wouldn't be able to get away with that as president.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care if he might not be able to get away with it. The fact that he did it, I'm not going to be like,
I don't even like Bloomberg. I'm just saying I think I would rather have someone new than old regime.
I think it's a better idea to look at how he's conducted himself that we can confirm than be like, oh, he probably won't do that again. It's like, fuck that. I don't care. I don't want him.
Here's what I'm gonna say then. I most of the fucking candidates are disappointments to me.
They are. All of them.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Bloomberg's the worst. I think Bloomberg's worse than Trump. I'd probably, like, if I had to vote for Trump or Bloomberg, I would vote for Trump. That's how I feel.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. I should just dust out my suit and run for president.
We only have a few minutes left. I'm setting up the post-show stream right now. We're going to do a short post-show. If you want to jump in on that, there's tons of people out there that qualify to jump in and see the post-show. And on top of that, voice chat with us for a little bit. So I'm just getting that ready right now. And the last post-show hasn't been released yet. Like, it's uploaded, but I didn't put it out everywhere. So that one will be up there at some point between now and this time tomorrow.
Does Bloomberg have a chance right now? How's he polling?
I think he's surpassed Biden at this point in the polls. I'll look it up in a second after I get this all straightened out here. I'm pretty sure, like, if you look up Real Clear Politics in, like, the Democratic national race, I'm pretty sure he's above. Like, Biden sank so low.
Bernie was in Tacoma Monday night at the Tacoma Dome.
Yeah, I had heard about that.
I want to believe Bernie has a chance.
He
I
does.
want to believe he does.
He has a chance. We'll see what.
Well, he should have had a chance last year too.
Right.
And he was looking really fucking good last year, and that didn't work out. When I say a chance, I mean like a real chance that the DNC is not gonna screw his ass. And if they do screw him, I hope he runs independent. I hope he fucks everything up.
That's what I hope. I hope he just keeps running on his own, and I don't care if he splits the vote, because we're probably gonna have Trump anyway if he doesn't get the nomination. So I say let's send a message to the Democrats and say this isn't cool, and now we're leaving you. We're canceling you. You're getting canceled by your former supporters, and we're just going to vote for this guy and hand Trump a victory, because that's what you did last time. You handed Trump a victory. So that's how I feel about it. There were a lot of people that spitefully voted for Trump because of Bernie getting fucked. You know?
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact stat on it, but it was a surprising amount of people that polled that, like a surprising percentage of people that would have voted for Bernie that ended up voting for Trump.
I wonder how many people were in Ohio or states that actually came down close enough if it really would have mattered.
Trump won Ohio pretty good.
Okay.
He won it pretty good.
I wonder how many more people would have came out for Bernie that just didn't vote for anyone, as opposed to voted for Trump directly because Bernie was taken out. I really wonder, ladies and gentlemen watching at home. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Actual Mania 5. The card is stacked. I hope you all can make it with us if you're a $5 patron or above. The $10 patrons get access to our post show, which we will be doing a shorter post show because Ben is still hungover and I have to go eat movie theater popcorn and cry. I don't know what I have to do. I got to do something though. But it will still be a good post show. We're going to do a strong little after show, and then you'll get tomorrow as well if you're a $10 patron or above. So it pays. It pays to pay us.
Egghead's been like, hey, you should use the cringe content that I suggest.
I mean, if he thinks it's cringy, we should probably give it a look.
Are you sure he has that much awareness?
I mean, that's why I want to look at it. That's why I don't know if we'll use it, but we got to at least look at the son of a bitch, because it could just be cringy that he suggested that.
If he knows that it's cringy, does that mean it's kind of an act?
No. You can look back at your former self and make yourself cringe because you've grown. I look at my former self and I cringe at a lot of shit.
I get that, but his cringe is different than that. It's not just like, oh, I saw a home video of me when I was 5 years old and it was kind of cringy. I don't know.
I'm just saying, if Egghead thinks it's cringe, I want to know what he thinks is cringe. Because if it's just him like, oh, geez, eating a chili dog.
Yeah, new $10 patron.
Chili bug, grazie, thank you.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do our warm-up show where we kind of like just chill our stuff and you know, do a little bit of content before we go in. So there will be an extra live show tomorrow. I'm almost done. Sorry, I'm like
the Duke of Cringe. Duke of Cringe, cringe, Duke of Cringe, cringe, Duke of Cringe, cringe. Duke of Cringe.
Oh man. See, yeah, we both took the high part at the same time.
Sorry. My bad.
Damn it.
Cringy. Corpse. People are calling Corpse to take the Cringerweight title tomorrow.
Zonic loves chili dog.
Yeah, I think eventually we should figure out a system where we can do like
Cooper.
Thank you, Victoria Cooper. Where we could do like an actual Mania Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for a while. I was thinking about doing it with IRL streamers, but I got to figure out how that works.
Now, the way I was thinking about doing this before we go off the air, there's two ways we can do this. We can either do it like we do it now where everybody only gets one vote, which means everyone's going to have a very small vote count. If we got like 20, I think 30 is too much. I think we should just do like 20 or something, or 15. Or we can do it where people can vote as many times as they want for who they want.
You know what would be a dope match? A dope matchup? An IP2 six-pack challenge where we take the top 6 people on IP2 and we just immediately have like votes. As they're live, we'll have them all on the screen at once, and we'll take votes from people to eliminate the worst of the 5, and they do it like every 3 minutes, and then they just get eliminated until it's the last one. That'd be a fun little 6-pack challenge. Just go with whoever's live at the time. Like, oh, this person sucks. Get rid of this. The vote says, and then it comes down to the last person.
Yeah, I think there's a few ways we could find to make this a little more than just an election.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to come up with some ideas. I've seen some people be like, you should like have a video game wrestling, and then some people are like, don't do that.
Yeah,
so
I don't like that idea personally.
We could do it for like one match sometime.
I don't like it. If you do that, make the characters in the video game thing, and then like re-edit the video and clip the video together and add stuff to it, like meme stuff. It'd still be kind of dumb and cringy, but
I thought we could call it like we're the commentators.
Well, yeah, but like clip the video together with like extra meme stuff and cut it down so it's not just gameplay. I don't know. That just sounds a little geek nerd to me. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the best content ever.
Probably.
I don't think so.
Probably. I mean, you totally shit the bed on stop and frisks. So.
No, I didn't. I was thinking about Joe Biden's hugging frisks. I think Joe Biden is repulsive old regime.
He is,
to cut
but
that away.
It's not as bad as Bloomberg.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't followed Bloomberg at all, so I don't know Bloomberg. So when I'm saying is he really worse than Joe Biden?
Yes.
You're saying yes. Then I have to now look into Bloomberg and see why.
Trump is better than Bloomberg.
Okay, like I think Trump is better than Pence as well. That's why I haven't been surprised nobody has tried to get him removed from office outside of impeachment.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't see it happening.
Picking boogers for you, says Billy supports racial profiling. For shame, Billy. For shame, I want you to know. Picking boogers for you. I don't have shame. I live a very shameless lifestyle. So don't ever try and shame me. It's a waste of breath.
All right, we are going to end this. The links are up for the post show, so if you guys want to catch it live, go to your platform that you signed up through and go there, chat in the chat with everybody. We're going to be live there in about 5 minutes or so.
Yes.
See you there.
beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.